Arizona Wildcats football radio broadcast. Two powerful teams working hard for you to get the job done right every day. Cool Willie's Air and Plumbing. Big enough to help, small enough to care. Remember to mention your Wildcats and receive $50 off any repair. CoolWillies.com.
Bear down, Wildcats fans. This is the Meridian Wealth Management postgame show on Wildcats Radio 1290. Brought to you by Meridian Wealth Management. Wealth well managed, life well lived. This is the home of the Arizona Wildcats. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Fafita under center again, and he'll throw near side. McMillan looking for the double pass. He's going to throw. Got a man wide open in the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. What a play. Teteroa McMillan showing his arm. He can do it all, and Arizona takes a 6-0 lead.
42-18 is the final score. The Arizona Wildcats on Senior Day knock out the Utah Utes with a 21-point first quarter. Got a little dicey after that offensively through the middle part of the game, but came away and got two more touchdowns in the fourth quarter to kind of ice this game away. And Arizona has won 5 straight games heading into Territorial Cup Week. It is now officially Territorial Cup Week here at the University of Arizona. Let's get ready to knock off the Sun Devils. This is the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day post-game show. I'm David Kelly. We're joined by Glenn Howe. Kelvin Ifan turned 40 years old today. Happy birthday, Kelvin. We're giving him the night off. Maybe
Happy
he'll call,
birthday,
and maybe he'll call in and rejoice with us a little bit. I'm sure he's out being feted up by his folks tonight, and a very, very happy birthday to Kelvin Ifan. Man, I remember when I was 40 years old. Actually, one of my teams had a big win on my 40th birthday. I remember watching I think it was game 2 of the American League Division Series. The Indians beat the Yankees. In the famous game where Jabba Chamberlain came in and the midges kind of surrounded him. That was my 40th birthday. And Kelvin Ifan gets a big Arizona football win on his 40th birthday. J.W. Madden also joining us. You won't be able to see J.W. Unfortunately tonight if you're watching on one of our many streams, but you'll hear his great thoughts as well. Glenn, just a great. I mean, we talked about it coming in. I mean, this is exactly what you want on Senior Day. This is what you want for all those kids, 4 years, 5 years, some of them 6 years. Michael Wiley getting to score 2 touchdowns on Senior Day. Trayden Stukes getting an interception on Senior Day. It's just like seniors. We got to go back to the Rich Rod era when they used to do that in the locker room after the game. Just a happy day at Arizona Stadium.
Dave, I knew it was a good day when a trick play worked.
The gadget.
The gadget play worked.
If you bring the gadget out enough times, eventually it's going to work.
It worked today, dude. I was like, wow, this is going to be a good day, man. Because when I saw it coming, I was on the sideline. I was like, oh, no, not now. And then it worked, and I said, this is going to be a good day.
Has T-Mac thrown a lot of passes? I mean, I don't remember him. And because he's such a threat, right? So the defense
threw that ball with authority.
No, but what I'm saying is like the defense was so concerned about what he was going to do with the ball in his hands that the Wiley's were wide open, right? I'm saying, like, how many times has he had a chance to throw? I mean, I don't remember a lot of plays where he was the one who got that backwards pass and then had a second shot.
But he threw a dart.
Yeah, no, he did.
He threw a dart, and dude, it actually worked. I mean, when I saw that it worked, I said, man, there's something in the air. There's something in the air. And what a great job of taking, and like we said in the pregame show, I thought our guys were better than their guys.
Yeah. I mean, it
was clear.
It was clear. And the sweet thing about that is there have been so many times that they've come in here and you just thought to yourself, and granted, it was tough to run the ball today. It wasn't necessarily easy running the ball, but there were times in the past where you just felt like giving up on the run. And there's no way we're going to do anything against this defense of Utah's today because they're just so much damn better than we are.
Yeah.
Today was not that day.
Was not
it
that
was
day.
Not that
I
day.
came out there for warm-ups, and I was looking at the Utah. I was down by the Utah side, right behind the offensive line, and I said, man, them boys is pretty big. They were big. They were big. And our guys up front took care of business. Mr. Norton, CO, all of them. All the guys, the big fellas, got it done on the defensive line side. We attacked the quarterback. We put him in a situation where they were pressing.
Yeah,
they were pressing. When you get up, 7 points, 10 points, and all I wanted to see, if we get up 2 scores, make them press, and they were pressing.
Yeah, it was clear. I mean, and a lot of respect to Bryson Barnes and everything that he's done.
His butt off.
Yeah, this year for that program. But it was clear that he did not have enough to beat Arizona on this particular day. 53 passes they threw with him today. That's just not a recipe for winning for Utah. They just remember they would always dominate in the run game too.
Yeah.
And it was clear early on they didn't have that. They did not have that today.
Run the ball.
No.
When you have traditionally the last 8 years or whatever, the biggest offensive line, right?
Yeah.
And the best defensive line. I mean, you're talking about bullying. Utah always gets out ahead. Your only key, we'll get to that much later, Glenn, get ahead because, as you said, when you're designed to run the ball and wear on the other team and make them tired, make them not want to line up for those consistent running plays when you're down by 10 points, we got to get the ball back, that whole thing. What do you do when you're down by 2 touchdowns?
It seemed like Johnny Nansen wanted to not get respect from Utah. He wanted to take respect from Utah. The blitzing that we did, I've never seen us blitz this much. I think we did. Yeah. I think we did a lot of blitzing.
I'm anxious to go back and kind of watch and see exactly. I mean, they did blitz a lot
because Manu was coming every time. Almost seemed like he was every time. I mean, you had blitzes from there, from the corner. I mean, it was almost like a statement game that he was trying to put out there, and he definitely sent a message, man.
Yeah. 520-848-1290. We want to hear from you on this fabulous day in Tucson, Senior Day, a big win for the Arizona Wildcats. 520-848-1290. That's the number to call in to the show tonight. You can also text us that number and get in on the program. We are streaming this show on video. You can watch the show tonight on YouTube, Facebook Live, Twitch at Wildcats Radio 1290. You can watch it on Twitter at Wildcats 1290. You can also listen to the show on our website, and also you can listen to it on our app, which are both at Wildcats Radio 1290, and Alexa has us. So just ask Alexa if you're already home and you're just sitting around. Maybe you got a steak on the grill and you got a nice adult beverage in your hand to celebrate this one tonight. Just say, Alexa, put on the Wildcats Radio 1290. I want to hear what the fellas have to say about this win. You can do that. Also find us on the iHeart Radio app. When you look at this game again, a 42-18 win, Glenn, I mean, just the fact that this defense, and we talked about Johnny Nansen and what he has done in the pregame show, and they just the line dominated early. The defensive line came out and was completely in control of this game, and that helped allow the Wildcats to get that early lead. And you always ask for that special teams play. Yep. You didn't ask for that today, and we got it.
Yeah, we got the special teams.
How about
play
that?
Today.
I had to look up. I was like, wait a minute. Who's this guy?
Yeah.
Who's this Anthony Ward?
Yeah.
I did not know who he was. A transfer from Washington. Another power of the portal once again.
Yeah, and the guys just, the energy on the sideline was just, It was just confident.
I mean, yeah.
It's just confident. These guys were confident, man. They, they just came out. They looked like they were focused. They were confident. And you know what? This team is really has changed over the year, man. I mean, just really, like Jed said, he said after that USC game, they just knew that they can play with these guys. They can play with the big boys. Yeah. And now they're saying to themselves, we can dominate the big boys.
Sometimes you just gotta believe. You gotta get to that point where you can believe that it can happen. And like you said, going to USC and getting up 17 points and they're getting housed right now. The Trojans, they started the year 6-0. They're going to be 7-5 in about 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Chip Kelly might be saving his job.
I'm telling you. Like I just said, he's getting out of ICU.
You may not need to worry about all the rumors.
Exactly.
And you may, again, there's going to be rumors, whatever. Tucson is a great place to be, and people that want to be here will be here, and people that don't want to be here won't be here. So it is what it is in this game of college sports.
In the first 5 games, they scored 7 total first quarter points. And that was in the first game. NAU, 7 points against NAU in the first. No points versus Mississippi State. No points versus UTEP. No points versus Stanford. And no points versus Washington. And then
how many times did we talk about that?
We did a lot. We talked about the quick start.
Bad start.
Right. And you could talk about the no effect, whatever you want to talk about, or just the team gelling together. But, the reason they're on this giant winning streak they're on, guys, is because they're coming out of the gates strong. And they needed to do that against Utah. Today was the perfect example of why it's so important to start strong.
Absolutely.
All right, let's get to the phones because we got a lot of you that want to talk about this one. We'll start with Tariq. Tariq called us last week. Tariq is back. Tariq Rasul, I would imagine. Mr. Rasul is joining us. Arizona Game Day Postgame Show on Wildcats Radio 1290.
My brothers, well, yes, sir. You guys are having too much fun, man. Wow.
Tariq, we're not. We as in me and Glenn. It's we as in all of us here that follow this football program are having a good time tonight.
Well, it's an exciting time because like I said, the best defense is a great offense.
Mm-hmm.
If you can control that ball in the line of scrimmage, like Glenn was talking about, in every phase of the game, you're talking about we're confident, competent, and consciousness in all phases of the game. So we got a great balanced attack now in Arizona. So I'm real excited for the Cats, man. I know you guys are.
Yeah. How about the way we just dominated on the offensive line? Just, you had the guy that was supposed to be able to sack everybody. There was rumors all over the internet of all the Utah Utes people saying they were on these chat rooms saying that they were going to just demolish Fafita. They were just going to crush him and just get after him with their pass rush. Did they have a sack?
Well, I got to say.
They had one sack in this game. One sack.
Well, if you look at the offensive line, I was watching the USC UCLA game, and UCLA got a badass defense, but they couldn't penetrate our offensive linemen when they were here.
Yeah,
they couldn't. We beat 5 good football teams.
Yeah, UCLA's defense was the number 1 defense in the country when they played us. They were ranked number 1 in the country, and we demolished them.
They played like that today, but they couldn't penetrate the Cats when they played us. So I just wanted to get my 2 cents in with you guys, and I like listening to you because times are good and times are bad, but golly, we can go up there next week and do what we need to do. We'll be sitting really good.
Yeah, we have to go up to get them dudes, man.
Yeah,
this is a week that I really, and it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be a tough game because they lost. They just got trounced.
Yeah.
And they're gonna be hungry for a big upset because we're coming in high, so they can say they can knock the Cats off. So we gotta be ready and focused and ready to get into that game because that's gonna be a toss-up game.
Well, it's funny.
Well, Go ahead.
Go
I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Tariq.
Well, there's a few dangerous teams that, people that don't want to play right now, and the U of A is one of them.
Oh, yeah.
So I would say that this is going to be one of those times that I think Coach Fish and his staff got the cats ready to play that, when we're supposed to win, we're going to win.
Yeah. And I liked what Jed Fish said in the post game, Tyreek. He goes, we've got a serious game, most important game next week.
Yeah.
That's our most important game right now. So he has actually shifted and said the things that a University of Arizona coach is supposed to say. And we didn't hear that a lot from the other ones. That how important this game is.
Yeah.
And it's important to all of us that put on the red and blue and put it on, man. We put those helmets on. We do not like the scummies. We want to come and get them.
And again, there are guys, and we mentioned this before. There are guys on this team that were there that night in 2020.
Yes.
Now this is their chance to walk out of this thing. With some I hate to say blood on their hands, but that's what I'm going to say.
Yes.
With some blood on their hands.
Yep.
What's real exciting is that I think we started something like 13 to 15 sophomores.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did.
That's a young squad, man, that can play.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That's some youngsters that are ready to become grown men.
Well, gentlemen, I'm not going to hold you up. I just wanted to get my voice in there among you guys, and I appreciate what you're doing, and you guys sound great. I want to get with the scholars sometime,
Yeah, you got to be a steady diet on the show, man. You got to call us all the time.
Absolutely,
well,
absolutely.
We'll be calling in next week.
Absolutely. We'll be up in Tempe, but we'll definitely be able to talk to you from up there, Tariq. Appreciate your call.
Right on, brother. Love you,
Go
man.
Cats.
Love you, man.
You too. Go Cats. All right.
He mentioned just the number of sophomores just going down this list right now on offense. 6 sophomores, 6 of the 11 that started the game were either sophomores or second years because Noah's a redshirt freshman. Kevin Green started today, sophomore. T-Mac, Noah Fafita, Joe Sadianaga, Wendell Moy, Raymond Polito, a freshman. So sophomores or younger. Then you look on the defense, Manu, Prysock, Takario Davis started as well. So yeah, you got about 10 guys in that lineup that are freshmen or sophomores that started out of the 22 for the Arizona Wildcats today. Great stuff there. All right, 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. Let's talk to Team Money. You're on Wildcats Radio 1290. It's the Meridian Wealth Management post-game show. Go ahead, Team Money.
Hey, gentlemen, happy Scummy Bear Week.
Yes.
I think we've got our work cut out for us. But, hey, just that last sequence or last couple of minutes, Winningham goes down, they score the touchdown, they go for 2, and we were joking, like, all they have to do now is kick an onside kick. And then, lo and behold, they go for the onside. And I was thinking, this is kind of an indicator here in Jed's personality. How is he going to respond to this? Because that was total disrespect. They're down by 18, going out. It was just bush league. And then Jaden's in there, and they go over the top and score a touchdown. I was like, wow, we need to pay this dude. Like, this dude is the dude. And whatever we got to do to keep Jed here, like I said, a taco tax or whatever we got to do, we got to sell part of the city. Whatever we got to do, we got to keep this guy here. He did a great job.
I saw somebody on Twitter said that Jim Click needs to give him a dealership or something.
Yeah, I'm calling out Jim Click. Where is this dude, right? Like, we give Jim Click money. Now help us out here. No, I mean, Jed is the guy. And I think I got ran off of one of these radio programs for calling out the department when they first hired him and they hired Tommy. But yeah, I stand corrected. I like Jed. He's the dude. I was really impressed.
Well, so we'll talk about that because that was a very polarizing final 3 minutes of the game, and we're gonna. I want to hear like T-Money comes in on the side of they scored, they went for two, they did the onside kick, so we're going over the top on you. But Glenn, you saw it differently.
Yeah, I did not like that. I didn't like that going after that long ball. And defensive coordinator for Utah did not like
apparently,
that.
there was video after the game that Jed went up and patted maybe tried to shake his hand, and the D coordinator from Utah apparently completely ignored him.
He totally ignored him.
He did shake Kyle Whittingham's hand, and they did say something.
Kyle seemed to be, because Kyle's a class guy.
Yeah.
He's a very class guy. He put it probably in his bank.
Yeah.
His think bank.
Yeah.
He said, okay.
There is issues now. There are issues, and there is bad blood. And if Jed returns to Tucson, and when we see the Utes again next year in the Big 12, that's going to be a catalyst.
Yeah, well, that's awesome. I like rivalries, and
can we not frame this as if Jed returns to Tucson? Come on, what the hell? Let's not do that.
The more rivalries we got, the better. That's the one thing I've said about going to the Big 12. We're gonna have a lot of rivalries.
Yeah, and you can't have a rivalry if you ain't good.
Exactly. You got to be good for it to be a rivalry.
Yeah.
So now we're good. Now it can become a rival. We hadn't beaten them since what? 15. We talked about that. We couldn't remember the quarterback.
Yeah.
Gerard Randall. Remember Gerard Randall threw the ball in overtime?
Yeah.
I was like, wait, what was that quarterback's name? He threw the ball in overtime. I couldn't remember his name. Gerard Randall from Louisiana. Was the last time we beat these guys.
Man.
Well, you guys did mention that Sack Lake City had only one sack, but that one sack was Jaden Delora, and we all cheered when he took the sack. Like, okay, he didn't throw an interception. That's a plus.
Because he did look like he got hit by a sniper. He just went down.
Yeah,
no, that was.
Go ahead, T-Money.
No, I was going to say that was definitely a net plus when he went down, lost 20 yards, whatever. Like, nobody cared. Like, okay, that's great. He's learning. He's capable of learning.
Yeah. T-Money, we appreciate your call. Thank you very much. It's interesting, and when we're gonna get to more of you as well. 520-848-1290. In fact, I'll share my thought after the break. Let's get a break in here. We got much more coming up. We'll go over our keys to the game, our best bets. It was a bad beat in the final minute of this game. And we'll also have the highlights and go back to the stadium and hear from Jed Fish and the players. Wildcats knock off Utah 42-18, 5 straight wins. It is officially Territorial Cup week here in Tucson. With J.W. Madden and Glenn Howe, happy birthday, 40th birthday, Kelvin Ifan. Hope you are out celebrating. I hope you got some Dom Perignon or something good, holding it high tonight. Cavassier, past the Cavassier. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
This hour of the Meridian Wealth Management Postgame Show is brought to you in part by Advanced Auto Care, Crest Insurance Group, Desert Diamond Casinos, First Chiropractic, Frog and Firkin, Kaiser Garage Doors and Gates, Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating and Plumbing, the Pulse and Results Team with Keller Williams, Southern Arizona, Royal GMC Buick and Cadillac, Royal Kia, Royal Jaguar Land Rover, the Window Depot, Blue Whale Car Wash, Caruso's Italian Restaurant, Cool Willie's Air and Plumbing, The Diamond Store, Goldberg and Osborne, Goodfellas AC.
Get the backyard you've always wanted with a custom pool from First Choice Pools. A backyard oasis built around you. First Choice is a full-service builder of beautiful in-ground pools and backyard designs for years of staycations. If you're ready to dive in, then visit TucsonPoolBuilder.com. Schedule now and get 3 months of full service free. First Choice Pools for installs, renovation, remodeling, and repair. Get started today at TucsonPoolBuilders.com. First Choice Pools, the first and only choice.
As a homeowner, you've probably seen some pretty bad plumbing problems.
Yeah, I've seen a few.
We've seen them all.
All of them?
Ram's Plumbing kept entire buildings flowing. Businesses since 1983.
Wow, so whatever happens to my house...
We've seen it before, and we have the solution. Locally owned and operated, Ram Plumbing is Tucson's most trusted plumber. Our team of licensed professionals can fix anything your home can dish out. When your plumbing's in trouble, call Ram on the double. Online at bestplumbertucson.com.
Cantina nachos, strawberry watermelon margaritas, a few zombie kills, and all your favorite sports teams live. When your day calls for some winning, it's time for Dave & Buster's, where you can eat, drink, play, and watch all the sports you want. They've got massive HD TVs, hundreds of the hottest new games, a chef-crafted menu, and an incredible list of beers, wines, and cocktails. So remember, if your day calls for a little victory, a little triumph, a little win, it's probably calling for Dave & Buster's.
O'Reilly Chevrolet and Wildcat football have been intertwined for almost a century. O'Reilly opened their doors in 1924. 2 years later, in the fall of 26, gravely injured U of A quarterback Button Salmon told the team to bear down, and the rest is school history. It's Truck Month at O'Reilly Chevrolet, and we invite you to test drive our history-making Silverados. See us on Broadway next to Park Place Mall. Call 747-8000 or find new roads at O'Reilly.com. O'Reilly Chevrolet, giving you more since 1924.
O'Reilly Chevrolet.
As Arizona's leading personal injury law firm for more than 30 years, Goldberg & Osborne agrees, bear down, Arizona. With offices statewide, including 5 in Tucson and Southern Arizona, the Eagle gives you home field advantage. More than 1,800 5-star Google reviews prove Goldberg & Osborne has the playbook for any situation. So after any accident, let the attorneys voted best personal injury law firm tackle that insurance company and get you the settlement you deserve. Goldberg & Osborne, 1-800-THE-EAGLE.
Hi, this is Tim Couch, retired NFL quarterback for the Cleveland Browns, partner at Meridian Wealth Management, and proud member of Meridian's Tucson Advisory Business Council. It's my favorite time of year, college football season. I've always been a proud Wildcat. As our firm has grown in Tucson with Ruben and Natalie Fernandez, I now cheer on 2 Wildcats every year. My alma mater of Kentucky, of course, and our U of A Cats. Here's to a great football season, and go Cats.
Advisory services provided by Meridian Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor.
Experiencing the natural wonders comes easy at Rock & Kay. Nestled at the base of the Rincon Mountain foothills. Enjoy stunning mountain views up close every day. And coming soon is Del Webb at Rock & Kay, a 55-plus active adult community offering a rec center, world-class amenities that promote health and wellness, and new homes with refined interiors and stunning outdoor spaces. Live RockandK.com. Designed by Nature, proud U of A radio broadcast sponsor.
If you're a do-it-yourselfer looking for quality car parts in Tucson, look no further. Advance Auto Parts has 6 Tucson locations with over 75 years in business. Advance Auto Parts is the largest car parts retailer in the U.S., and customers know they can trust their products, like Die-Hard batteries. Now with free installation, only found at Advance Auto Parts stores. Take advantage of our same-day delivery and pickup. Just visit our website at stores.advanceautoparts.com and make sure to follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Advance Auto Parts for all your car repair needs. Now a proud radio sponsor of the University of Arizona Wildcats.
Well, boss, how's the sleigh?
It's amazing. Like it just flew off the showroom floor. Sparkling clean, no chimney dust, and I've never seen his nose so bright.
Recon Auto Detailing.
Recon gift cards to all, and to all a clean ride.
Give Recon Auto Detailing gift cards, and Arizona's premier auto detailing company will come do a basic cleaning or a jaw-dropping full detail, including a ceramic finish for anyone on your list. Get your Recon Auto Detailing gift cards now online at recondetail.com.
Bear down, Wildcats fans. This is the Meridian Wealth Management Postgame Show on Wildcats Radio 1290. Brought to you by Meridian Wealth Management. Wealth well managed, life well lived. This is the home of the Arizona Wildcats. Wildcats Radio 1290.
42-18, the final score. Arizona knocks off the Utah Utes at the stadium in front of an announced crowd of 50,800 people on a day when it was raining. It got a little chilly there. It was a great start to the game. It was beautiful, and then the clouds rolled in, and it got a ugly there at times, and people were scrambling. There was a bunch of people where I'm kind of at the top of the grandstand side there at the very top where the cameras all are during the game, shooting a video, and people were just coming up and standing up in that area to try to stay dry. It was I might tell this one story a little bit later that my wife relayed to me of something she heard, but I'll have to decide if that's safe for radio. But we want to hear from you. 520-848-1290. The Mesquite Valley Growers, a scoreboard update. UCLA has won the victory bell. They've knocked off the USC Trojans 38-20 today at the Coliseum in Los Angeles. Can I just say, Dorian Singer has 23 catches. 23 catches.
That's it.
For 276 yards at USC. He had 66 catches for 1,100 yards here at Arizona last year.
They've lost.
I hope it was worth it.
They've lost 5 out of the last 6, guys.
Yeah.
5 out of the last 6.
And does Lincoln Riley survive that?
I would think so. I mean, I don't think they're quite ready yet to walk away from him. I think he gets at least one season in the Big Ten before the mob comes after him. But it's getting close. It's getting close.
I think he can hear the mob outside.
No, I'm sure he probably can.
Because
sure he probably can.
I mean, 7-5.
Yeah,
after you're supposed to be going into the playoffs.
His record
and a Heisman Trophy.
His
winner?
record is no better than the coach that was there before. So that's pretty bad. 520-848-1290. Let's talk to our guy Paul, who came by the tailgate today. You're on the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day Postgame Show, Wildcats Radio 1290.
Let's not get sidetracked, but Lincoln Riley's probably going to quit because he thinks he has an NFL job in the works, but that's another story.
Possibly.
But guys, can I go third party real quick on you? Let me go third person on you, not third party, third person. So, that Paul in Phoenix, he's such a blowhard, okay? Back in the business, that guy, he's saying nonsense like 9-3, and I can't believe he would even think that for a second. Why would he even think that?
We're at the doorstep.
We're at the door. I'm so there. I'm like, when you guys mentioned you're going to come up to Tempe, I'm like, I need to have you guys over for dinner at my house or something. You guys could do the show from my house or something. I'm in Central Phoenix, but it wasn't that. That was just a fitting ending to a home football season like we've never seen. This team, I hate to say it, and check my man card. But that story that Coach Fish told about, I believe it was Roberto Miranda.
Yeah.
Yes.
And how about that?
What was done. Guys, if that doesn't tell, if I'm a recruit, okay, and I don't hear that and realize that it's not just the coaches, it's not just the assistant coaches, it's the whole group, it's everybody. And what a great testimony for this team and this program, what they've done. And they showed it today. It was wonderful. We've got work to do, but you know what? We can enjoy it as fans, and we did enjoy it. And I tell you what, I think we gained some new fans up in good old Section 25. We were joking about it. My daughter said, she goes, "Dad, I heard people talk, and they were saying, look at those old men. They do all sorts of crazy stuff up there. And they've been doing it for a while. We can tell, So maybe we're recruiting some new people, new fans to kind of." Let's get after it for next year. It's a lot of fun. But guys,
Paul, and I tell you what, Paul, when you said 9-3, I was like, yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know, Paul. You're a little bit. I love the U of A too, but hey man, that was a great call, Paul. I'm gonna tell you, that's a great call.
You know what? Let me tell you something. I kept hearing all the depth and all the things that this team was doing right. I honestly never realized how Coach Fish, his mind, he's a couple steps ahead of all of us, and I appreciate that of him. And I kind of agree. I think we need to maybe we need to put Coach Fish on the NIL list or something. Let's get him some NIL money somehow, some way. I don't care if it's a car dealership or whatever we need to do. We can, EGs or something. Let's give them about 20 EGs.
Right, there you go.
Anything. But
for every EG sold, we give you $2.
There you go. See, I like it. See, let's do it. Let's make it happen. No, but also, can somebody, David, you've got the connections. Can you call Marty? What's his name? The owner of the Angels.
Eddie, Artie Moreno.
Artie Moreno, yeah.
Artie Moreno. If we can get Artie, maybe just to kick us a couple bucks for Jed, let's keep him around for a while. Let's lock him in. And while he's doing it, he might as well do the same thing for Tommy Lloyd, because Tommy deserves it as well. So, guys, Kelvin Ifan, happy birthday. Happy birthday.
He's 49.
Well, apparently he's older than I said he was.
David gave him he just subtracted.
I was like,
Benjamin
man, he's a lot younger than I thought. He's way younger than I thought.
He's 40 in my book. Hey, guys, bear down. We got like I think one of you guys said, or maybe it was Brian Jeffrey said, we have at least.
Did we lose Paul there? You still there, Paul? Go ahead, Paul. You dropped out there for a second. Right as you were talking about Brian Jeffries.
Okay, I was just going to say, Brian Jeffries said we have at least 2 more games to play, and that to me is special. So this team's special. Thanks again, guys, for all you do, and bear down, Arizona.
Bear down, Paul.
Appreciate you, Paul,
Paul.
as always.
Love you, man.
520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. Let's talk to Scott. Scott, you're down in Texas. You're on the Meridian Wealth Management.
No, I'm in Arizona, but I have a Texas number. I want to say shame on game day and stuff, because they always pick against Arizona, and applaud the 2 people that picked us. I think we should deserve better recognition for how good our boys are playing this year.
And did they?
Thank you.
Now they might have picked against us today, Scott. I think they have. There's been some weeks where they picked for us though too. I didn't see it this morning, so I'm not sure.
They all picked Utah today.
Did they all pick Utah? I think we might have lost Scott. Scott, you still there?
I'm here. I'm still here.
Yeah,
I think 2 out of 3, 2 people picked us, and then the rest Utah.
Utah, okay. All right. Yeah. I mean, it goes from week to week. I know there was one week, I think, where 4 of them picked us, and so it just depends on who we're playing. But, yeah, I mean, again, it was a team we hadn't beat. It was it's a tough matchup. It's been a tough matchup, Arizona versus Utah. But again, like we said in the first segment, clearly the Wildcats have gotten to a point where in the trenches, they were just the more dominant team on both sides of the ball today.
Let's go Wildcats.
All right, Scott. Hey, we appreciate your call. Thank you very much. 520-848-1290. 520-848-1290. From Paul, we go to his brother, Phil. Phil, you're on the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day Postgame Show, Wildcats Radio 1290.
Gentlemen, thank you for what you do. Captain Kelvin, happy birthday to you. And let me see, my brother did mention it, and I jumped on the bandwagon with him about, 5-6 weeks ago, talking about this potential for 9-3. Well, here we are. And think about it. This team is an amazing team. We've seen it week in and week out. And we know that in the first 5 games of this season, this team could not score a touchdown, score any points in the first quarter. Now, this team continues to show improvement week in, week out. Coach Fish has made a believer of, I think, a whole lot of people in this Tucson community. And then here we are with even though we couldn't score in the first quarter, the first 5 games, we now are at a point where we're owning the fourth quarter. And that, to me, just shows the character, that shows the tenacity, that shows the stamina, that shows the overall fitness of this team to just keep plugging and just keep driving. And let me say this: I'm black and blue. I'm black and blue all over right now because everybody around me, including myself, we're pinching each other at the halftime going, is it really that score? We're pinching each other. No, are we dreaming? Wait. If we're dreaming, we're collectively dreaming right now. It was a thing of beauty, and I'm going to I'll jump off and let you guys go. But this team is continues to impress because they get better every week. It's not a fluke. It's a whole team effort. It's not just a coaching thing. It's not just the players. It's everybody who's part of that program. This part of the program right now that's making it happen. And then my last little comment. I told my brother tonight that when Jaden came out to quarterback, I said, Paul, I'd be willing to bet you the coach said to him, Jaden, go out and have some fun, score a touchdown.
Well, exactly. And again, we mentioned what was said, and we'll hear from Jed a little bit later. But we mentioned what was said on the network post-game show about how Jaden said that if he was going to go in the game, he wanted to be able to throw a pass to Roberto Miranda because he had never caught a pass, and he had spent his NIL money to bring his dad in for the game.
Yeah.
I think his dad lives in Germany or somewhere. Had never been to the United States. And so I think there might have been. I know there's a lot of people that are upset with what Jed did. Obviously, Glenn, didn't agree with it. I could see maybe, and I'm interested to hear
not on the Miranda play.
No, not on the Miranda play, but just the touchdown to T-Mac. And I'm interested to hear I'm sure Jed was asked about in the postgame what he said, because I just think there was a lot of maybe dynamics in play when you hear the story about, Jaden throwing the ball to Miranda. It goes back to what we heard when he let Jaden go in to take the knee at Washington, and Noah said, okay, but you got to let me be the deep guy because I want to be the first guy to hug Jaden after that. So there's a lot of dynamics, I think, in play with this team in terms of how they operate. So I wouldn't be quick to jump on Jed for throwing deep at the end of the game.
Life is full of nuance,
right? No. I don't. I think it was all about fun, and it was all about you know what, Delora, Coach Fish. That's where he's like 14 steps ahead of all of us. And does Coach Fish, does he care about what we think about that touchdown pass rate? No, because he cares about his players. And I'm telling you, I wouldn't be surprised if Coach Fish told Jaden, go out there, buddy, have some fun. Yeah, do it, just do it. And of course at the same time, Utah's had their history of 8 seconds left in the game, instead of taking a knee, they go in for a touchdown. And they're already winning like 38-10 or 30, whatever it was. So Utah, did they get a little bit of a schooling? Maybe so. But you know what? All of us in the stadium, boy, did we have fun today. Oh man, it's good to be a Wildcat. My brothers, God bless you guys, and thank you for what you do with the radio show. And there's just one little scummy thing left to do, and then it'll be 9-3, and then after that there'll be one more game to win, and then Arizona will be on the radar for next football season across the country. Don't you love it?
Absolutely.
You just gotta love it.
Gotta love it. Hey,
right. And you know what? And once again, just to repeat what a very famous and good-looking and handsome guy said years ago, and I heard the video clip, I got to say it again. We're going bowling, baby.
Yes.
We're going bowling.
I always say,
thanks, Phil. We appreciate your call. Appreciate you, Phil.
I have a question for him.
Okay.
Since it's Scum Devil Week, are you still there? Is he still there?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
What is the first thing a ASU graduate says to you when you meet them?
Hi, welcome to McDonald's.
Yes. Hello, how are you? Welcome to McDonald's is right.
Yeah. Okay.
We're ready to go now.
Let's have some.
It's official.
All right, we're ready to go. Okay, and Brother Paul,
thanks,
you
Phil.
guys travel safe if you can still hear me. All right. Take care, guys.
Absolutely.
Thank you, man.
Appreciate
bear
you,
down, bear down, Arizona. Bear down.
All right, 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. Before we go to break, let's talk to Richard. You're on the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day postgame show on Wildcats Radio 1290.
Hey, thank you very much, guys. First of all, what a historic day in Arizona football history. I'm old enough to have been in the stands when Tony Mason was coach. So I've seen a lot of stuff come and go, the Dick Tomey era and the big bowl games we went to back then and everything in between. And I'm just so proud to be an Arizona Wildcat today with this huge win. But the thing that compelled me to call in is my man Tarek Rasul.
Yeah.
This is Richard McKinley from Marana High School. I'm old enough to have been taught by him as a teacher, coached by him. To me, he's sensei. He was just an incredible influence in my life, and to hear his voice on your guys' show this afternoon just brought back so many memories, and I just want to, give a shout out to Tarek. Love you, my brother. Love you, Sensei. I hope I can see you sometime soon. So,
yeah, that's
awesome. We've got some awesome educators in this town.
I'm telling you, he's a classic guy that helps other people. The first day I met him, man, the dynamic that and I've worked with him at TUSD, and we were in some serious situations where we were at those schools. When I was working, we had a gang unit, me and the late George Walls, and the late Warren Allison. We used to work on the violence prevention unit, and working with Tyreek was such a positive influence on everybody that he touched. He's such a great guy, a great mentor, and a good man. That's what he is.
Well, he's dynamic. The way he teaches, the way he coaches, I can still hear him in my head. Lower, because I'm 6'3", and I'd stand up in my stance, and he'd just be screaming. That dude is just he.
And Coach Howell might have been yelling at you to get lower too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. No, but if you know the man, you can hear that voice, and he has that voice, and I'll never forget it. I'll never forget that man, and just hearing him on your station this afternoon after this win, man, I'm floating on there.
Awesome.
Rick,
right
I love
on,
you.
man.
I hope you're out there.
All right. Hey, Richard, thank you.
Thank you
so
much.
much for calling in and sharing that story about Tariq Rasul. All right, let's get a break in here. Much more coming up. We want to hear from you after Arizona's 42-18 win over the Utah Utes. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program with J.W. Madden and Glenn Howell. I'm David Kelly, and you're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
This hour of the Meridian Wealth Management Postgame Show is brought to you in part by Advanced Auto Care, Crest Insurance Group, Desert Diamond Casinos, First Chiropractic, Frog and Firkin, Kaiser Garage Doors and Gates, Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating and Plumbing, the Pulse the Results Team with Keller Williams, Southern Arizona, Royal GMC Buick and Cadillac, Royal Kia, Royal Jaguar Land Rover, The Window Depot, Blue Whale Car Wash, Caruso's Italian Restaurant, Cool Willie's Air and Plumbing, The Diamond Store, Goldberg and Osborne, Goodfellas AC.
The Window Depot is proud to sponsor the First Look at
Wildcats fans. This is the Meridian Wealth Management Postgame Show on Wildcats Radio 1290. Brought to you by Meridian Wealth Management. Wealth well managed, life well lived. This is the home of the Arizona Wildcats. Wildcats Radio 1290.
One left, Barnes at quarterback. He will take the snap. Looking left, firing left. Intercepted. Picked up by the Wildcats. Barnes the only man to beat, and he gets the tackle out at the 45-yard line. Arizona football. Jacob Manu with the interception. The Cats get a takeaway. They've got a block punt, and now an interception.
I mean, two huge plays. We mentioned the block punt early in the game by Anthony Ward, just another special teams guy that stepped in there and had an opportunity to make a play. But then your defensive leader, Jacob Manu, with an interception. And if I'm not mistaken, that's his first career interception. And that's not something, Glenn, that you expect from Jacob Manu to be stepping back into coverage and making a pick.
He almost like bait. He was like looking in the corner of his eye, and he just saw that thing, and he broke on that ball perfectly. I think the kid is he's just making play, and the way he blitzes too. He's so efficient when he blitzes. He's not like he's either hitting a guy on his inside shoulder because he knows he's got outside contained, or he's going inside and making sure that he has the inside contained. He really is a technician when he blitzes.
He might need to get with Jonah though about planting that right foot and making a cut left to avoid the tackle.
He should go over during individuals, go over with the running backs.
First thing I thought, Glenn, was I got to ask Kelvin and Glenn, like in the locker room, like how much is he going to get it from they're going to get him for getting tackled by the quarterback.
Yeah, they're going to give him grief. But I mean, he really is. The kid is just developed into just a great linebacker, and he's just a leader of that team.
520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. Wildcats win by a score of 42-18 over the Utah Utes. 5 straight victories now heading into Territorial Cup week in Tempe against ASU next Saturday. We will find out the start time of that game tomorrow. Probably sometime late morning. We'll know by the time we hit the air for the basketball pregame show tomorrow what time that game will be.
Do they diss us?
I'm hearing it's likely going to be early afternoon. So I think it's probably going to be
4 o'clock.
No, I think I'm hearing it's probably going to be either that 1:30 or 2 o'clock window, probably.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think it's going to be one of those two games. All right, let's talk to Howie. You're on the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day postgame show, Wildcats Radio 1290.
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Good,
What's
Howie?
up, Howie?
Hey, it's good to talk to you guys, and happy holidays, in case I forget.
You too, man.
Hey, Kelvin, happy birthday, man. 40 years old. You're young.
He's older than that. We gave him the night off because it was his birthday. But yeah, he's apparently a little bit older than I said.
He's 49. I said, I go, brother, you almost to the other side.
Before I get on a couple serious topics, but I want to ask you guys your opinion. Did Caleb cry in his mama's lap after this loss?
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. That was a bad loss.
What
dude.
A disaster that is right now.
That place over there, man.
I'm embarrassed by my alma mater. I've been embarrassed with them for the last year, but I'm really embarrassed by them today.
Hey, did you see when Lincoln Riley came to USC? I watched the ceremony. They had the president of the university and city officials there. It was like an inaugural for the president.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do this.
It was the first big thing she did. I mean, I think she'd gotten hired like right there that summer. And so it was one of the first big moves of her tenure there.
Yeah. Hey, I got some things. You guys haven't mentioned this. It's really important. If we beat ASU, I think this is right. And Oregon State, which is 25 miles from my house, beats Oregon in our Civil War game. They don't call it that anymore, political correctness.
Yeah.
In the rivalry game, we're in the championship Pac-2 camping game.
Yeah, we talked about that on the pregame show today.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah,
that's a big.
We're smelling it. We haven't tasted it yet, but we smell it. You know, you got a good barbecue coming. You smell it on the outside. You're like, hey, I can't wait to taste that. That's what it is. We smelling it, but we ain't tasting it.
And Howie, we're gonna know going if that because that game is on Friday, so you're gonna know Saturday what lies in front of you. It kind of goes back to that 2014 game when you knew when you kept, but we didn't know. We knew going in the winner of that game was going to potentially be the champion. But I think something else had to happen, and it happened like during the fourth quarter. Yeah, it was the fourth. So like the fourth quarter, you knew the winner of that Territorial Cup game was going to the championship game.
Scooby got a interception or something.
That was the Scooby interception.
Yeah,
in fact, I believe
the fumble.
Yeah,
the fumble.
No, that was wasn't that the one where? Yeah. It was the scoop and score. It was the scoop and score he had in that game. Yep.
Now here's an interesting scenario. You know, I've read stuff on Jonathan Smith. You know, I know one of the kids that hung around with those guys when they were playing, and with his teammates and him. And he says he loves Corvallis, but if they dump Chip Kelly, I hope he doesn't go to L.A. He's from Pasadena, you know?
Yeah, I think Jonathan Smith
he's on the list.
He's one of the top guys everywhere.
Yeah.
Michigan State. I think he's everybody's. Texas A&M. I think they like him at Texas A&M too. I mean, they like him everywhere. So anything that's available.
His family is like Lute Olson's. They love Tucson. That's why he never left.
Yeah.
You know, I think. And they love Corvallis, you know, a town of 50,000 plus the students. It's a little small town. And from what I've read, he loves it there. I hope he stays there, but there's so much uncertainty about what's going to happen with the Beavs and the Cougs, you know?
Yeah, I like Jonathan Smith. And it's unfortunate that, you know, he may be in the Mountain West, which is the Pac West, they'll call it. You know, so, but if he have a chance to go to, you know, maybe the Big Ten, we've been discussing this offline, Howie, is that I don't really think that UCLA is the greatest job. Okay?
No.
Everybody thinks that, you know, you're going to UCLA, brand name and everything. First of all, UCLA does not have a on-campus venue where they play their games. They're always in Pasadena.
Yeah.
They're never going to sell that game out. They're never going to have a capacity crowd like a home crowd thing, okay? And the cost of living, when you're living there, you're making $8 million, you're really making $4 million, okay? Because the cost of living there in California is a lot, okay? And then you're going to go from that conference, you're going into the Big Ten. The Big Ten, you're going to be in the bottom 6 of that conference with where they're going to have like 13, 14 teams in there.
Yeah.
You're going to be in the bottom 6 when you go in there. And that every year you may even, no matter what, if you're in the West or the North or the East, you're still going to have to play some of those big teams. Iowa, you got Michigan, Ohio State, you got, you know, even Maryland now.
Yeah.
You know, so that's a tough job. And if you stay, you know, we're talking about Jed, if he stays here, we go into the Big 12, we're going to be in the top 2-3 positions in the Big 12.
You would think.
You know, so and if we do that, we could have an easier path to the playoffs.
Yep.
Yeah, I think the fit for the Four Corner schools is better in the Big 12 than it is in the Pac. I'll tell you that much. It just is. I mean, the schools I think are more. It is. I don't know how to explain it, but you know what I was going to say. I was watching Cam Rising on the sidelines over there at Utah, and when he doesn't play Arizona, he's one of my favorite guys when he's healthy. You know, he gets hurt a lot. But I think Fafita is kind of like Rising, except he's a better runner. I mean, they're both real smart, and they know what the defense is giving them.
Yeah, I wish Fafita had a little bit more height, the same height as Cam. I think Cam's going to stay another year. I think he's
why
because
would he?
Why would he?
Well, you know what?
Yeah, because there's too many quarterbacks coming out, man. There's going to be a lot of quarterbacks.
You know what? He got more seriously injured. I was reading something online than they let out. They just thought it was just like a fracture or something, but he really got hurt in that game.
Yeah.
It's like three bad breaks or tears or whatever.
Yeah. And if he comes back, Utah will be the number one team to win the Big 12 next year. If he comes back.
He's really, I like him. He's really sharp, you know?
Howie, we appreciate you checking in. Thanks for calling.
Yeah, thank you guys. I appreciate it.
All right, let's get one more in here. Let's go to Jeff. Jeff, you are on the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day Postgame Show, Wildcats Radio 1290.
Hello. I'd like to give a quick birthday shout out to Calvin also. But my question or observation is the final touchdown to McMillan. You know, I can think both ways about doing that, but what was he even doing in the game?
Right?
He shouldn't have been in the game like that. I didn't understand that at all.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, I agree with that aspect of it, the personnel grouping aspect of it. Why didn't you have some of your younger receivers in there and give them why wasn't that A.J. Jones?
Yeah.
Give A.J. Jones a chance in that particular situation. Or I totally agree with that thought process there, Jeff. T-Mac did not need to be in the game at that point.
Thanks. Yeah, that's just appreciate what Coach Fish has done and how well they're playing.
Hey, well,
go Cats.
Jeff, maybe we'll see you in Las Vegas 2 weeks from tonight.
That would be awesome.
That would absolutely be awesome.
You think we'll be able to go to that game?
The Wildcats in the Pac-12 championship game. Well, I told him a couple weeks ago in the sales meeting I like to travel, so let's see. All right, let's get a break in here. We'll have much more. We'll take more of your calls. We'll go. We'll hear from Dalton Johnson and Jordan Morgan, who spoke after the ball game as well. Wildcats knock off the Utah Utes 42-18. It's the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day postgame show. You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
Bear down, Wildcats fans. This is the Meridian Wealth Management postgame show on Wildcats Radio 1290. Brought to you by Meridian Wealth Management. Wealth well managed, life well lived. This is the home of the Arizona Wildcats. Wildcats Radio 1290. Tucson, a Cumulus media station. This season, Jed Fish will lead the Wildcats into battle, and the only place to hear the game, Wildcats Radio 12. is the Meridian Wealth Management Postgame Show on Wildcats Radio 1290. Brought to you by Meridian Wealth Management. Wealth well managed, life well lived. This is the home of the Arizona Wildcats. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Arizona knocks off Utah 42-18. It was a happy, happy locker room at Arizona Stadium.
A 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3. Bear down, Arizona! Bear down, and blue! Bear down, Arizona! Live on and know who's who. Fight, fight, bear down, Arizona! Bear down, and blue! Go, go, Wildcats, go, Arizona! Bear down!
Nothing better than that after a win on Senior Day at the stadium. 42-18 was the final score. 520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. Let's talk to Amy. Amy, you are on the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day Postgame Show, Wildcats Radio 1290.
Hey, good evening.
Hello, Amy.
So, yeah, I talked to you a month ago, whatever, when my Huskies beat U of A. And,
okay.
Yeah, and then, we beat you guys in ASU barely. Again, back then, I thought, that game was taken from you guys over one penalty. I don't remember when, whether it was against us and, it was called back, or whether you guys got a penalty that shouldn't have happened. But, yeah, I was impressed with you guys for today's win. And, if everything plays out as it should, I think I would like to see my Huskies and you guys play in the Pac-12 championship.
I'd like to see that too.
That would be beautiful. That would be beautiful.
Even though my husband is a ASU fan, so we also cheer on the Devils.
That's unfortunate.
Enough, I'm not gonna tell him this, but hearing the U of A team do that chant in the locker room, your guys' fight song, that actually, I'm proud of them. They had a big win. Yeah, big win. They stewed up Utah today.
They only do that, Amy, after a win.
Yeah.
They only do the fight song after they win games.
Only when we win. We sing
win.
that. And then sometimes.
But I was proud of them, and hearing that song, I was like, oh, that brought shivers up my arms for some reason.
Well, the reason is because that same group of people were a part of a 20-game losing streak not too long ago. So, I mean, what they've built and what they've done together, I mean, what you hear there is the pride they take in what they've created here on campus is really what that is all about.
Yeah. So I'm going to ask you guys, who do you think has a better chance of winning next week's game? Don't tell my husband.
Between Arizona and Arizona State, or between Washington and Washington State?
No, well, both actually.
Well, where is the Apple Cup this year? Is it
Apple
in Pullman
Cup's
or
in
Seattle?
Washington.
It's in Seattle.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know that Washington State goes into Seattle and wins next week.
Yeah.
And because it's a rivalry game here, but to be quite frank, I would be shocked if Arizona doesn't win big next week as well.
Right. No, I was kidding. I know Arizona will win, definitely. So awesome. I'm sad. Finally, I'm very sad to see I have so many memories of Pac-12 games, and I'm sad.
We're all sad that it's ending, Amy. But we appreciate. Call back next week after rivalry week, and we'll figure out where things stand at that point. If we get that date with your Huskies again,
that would be neat.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see. So Oregon State is going down tonight. Oregon is going down next week. Hopefully, Oregon State beats Oregon. And we'll see you guys in the Pac-12 championship. There you go.
We need that to happen. Yeah, Thank you, Amy.
Lovely.
Appreciate you checking in. Las Vegas. Yeah. Yep. 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. Let's talk to Mike. Mike, you're on the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day Postgame Show, Wildcats Radio 1290.
Hey, how are you guys doing?
Good.
I'm doing real good after seeing that. I ain't going to lie. That was awesome to see. I'm out here in Pennsylvania. I'm born and raised in Tucson, though.
Awesome.
Right.
I'm out here in Pennsylvania on the oil rigs. And I've been showing all my coworkers, all my bosses, the climb that we've been making. Of course, nobody's excited about it as I am out here, but I just want to call in and let all the fans know that we're all over the country.
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
How long you been you're in Uniontown? Is that where you're calling from?
Yeah, I'm in Uniontown, Pennsylvania, but I'm working all over this area of the country.
How long you been back there?
I've been out here for about a year now.
Okay.
So it's pretty interesting. Even when we were having our rough start in the beginning of the season, I just had so much faith, and I've been telling my wife she has to hear me screaming, yelling at the TV every win we get.
That's awesome.
But I've been telling her, I'm like, we're underdogs. The country's not giving us our respect, but we're going to earn it.
Yep.
Now, where do you go to watch the games? Do you go to a bar? You have it hooked up somehow so you can watch them at home?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I'm really close to Pittsburgh, so I'm always at the local bars screaming and yelling, telling them to turn on the U of A game.
That's
I can barely
awesome.
get them to do it, though.
It's like, U of A, who's that?
Exactly. What? Arizona? You mean you don't want to watch Penn State?
Yeah, or Pittsburgh?
Well, interestingly, I bring up the fact that Larry Fitzgerald was at a Pitt, and that's when I seem to get their attention.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. Drop a Larry Smith, maybe drop a Sean Miller, and then they'll know what's going on.
Yeah.
But I appreciate you guys. I tune in as often as I can, and I just want to let you guys know all over the country.
We appreciate
Mike,
you.
Yeah,
we
thank you
appreciate
for calling in from Uniontown. And after we beat ASU next week, please call back.
Definitely will do. You guys have a good night.
All right, Mike. Mike checking in from Uniontown, Pennsylvania. 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. Let's hear from David. You are on the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day postgame show. Wildcats beat Utah 42-18.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Good.
I tell you what, I love listening to you guys and hearing the breakdown and everything. I had an opportunity to actually go to the game today. It was fantastic. That feeling, I relived what I lived back in the 80s under Coach Smith and those Desert Swarm days. It was awesome. The intensity was incredible. And then the F-22 flyover was wild.
I missed it. Was that
was awesome.
Was that during the national anthem?
It was right after.
It was right after the national anthem
today.
It was incredible. The boom that they let out was incredible.
And then they
but
showed.
Let me tell you one thing. With this game, I saw something so incredible. It was the three pieces of the offense all came together. The running game, the passing game, and the gadget plays were wild. Oh, my God. I'm telling you, Carroll and Fish are magical with the gadget plays. And when they all work together, and what I like more than anything...
Don't say that too loud.
Don't say that too loud.
What I really like is the way that they're mixing up those runs and the passes. And then the gadget plays. They're keeping teams so off guard, playing on their heels constantly. It's just they're calling the right plays at the right time, and it's just been amazing to see. What a transition or a transformation from just 2 years ago.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
I think not only the players have gotten better, the coaches have gotten better.
Absolutely.
The play calling that Jed Fish, Lamont Lovett said today on the postgame, he said that, Coach Fish, it's just been getting better and better every week. And I think Coach Fish is learning better and more and more. He's learning more and more about his players and what is successful for them and what kind of situations to put them in. Because that's what successful plays are, is putting your players in a good situation to have a high risk of success. And that's what they've been doing.
What I've seen from the players is this confidence boost. They have grown. Their confidence has grown so fast. And what it leads to is confidence in the coaching of their players, knowing that their players are going to come through when they need them to. So it takes a lot of the pressure off the coaching where they can take those risks. They can take high risk because they know that the high reward is right behind it.
Absolutely.
Hey,
so yeah, guys, you guys keep up the great work.
We're trying,
and let's go up to Tempe normal, as they said in the post game, and let's go beat those scum devils.
Yeah, Lamont did throw out the Tempe normal school.
Yeah, and,
yes,
and
he did.
I want to say I appreciate you for recognizing Larry Smith.
Yeah,
era,
absolutely.
the Larry Smith era. It isn't all about. We didn't have a name on our defense. We didn't have a name for our team like the Desert Swarm or anything. But we played some really good football in the 80s.
And you know what? It was just so exciting to go to the games back in those days. It was the thing to do. It was so much fun. So much fun.
Absolutely. We appreciate you, David. Thank you so much.
All right. You guys take care. Have a great night.
All right. 520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. Wildcats knock off the Utes 42-18 tonight.
If people really do like that 80s, they should listen to the archived interview that we did during our pregame show.
Yeah,
Glenn had one of his old buddies
John
on, and that was a great interview.
That really was. So you can find that interview on our website, wildcatsradio1290.com. Head on over to our website. It probably is available as well on our app. Still trying to get our app together. It's not exactly how I want it, but hey, we're going to get that app up and looking jazzy for you as well. But either one of those two places, you can find that interview. All right.
And one more thing, J-Dub, John Barthol just texted me. He says, "How did you get that so fast?"
Because I'm an artist and I went to school for that test.
I said, J-Dub is the man. I said, J-Dub's the man because I sent it to John. John was like, "Could you send that interview to me anytime, like maybe by next week or something?" And I said, "Dude, I just sent it to him." And he goes, "Oh my gosh." Okay, so that's awesome.
Yeah.
Right on, J-Dub.
Absolutely.
Magic.
When you look at, I want to just shout out, and we're going to hear from Dalton Johnson here coming up in the next segment, but Dalton Johnson just had a ball game tonight. 11 tackles. He had a sack, 2 tackles for losses. Continues to be a dominant player on this defense. And again, we were talking about this off the break. I mean, we knew what we were going to expect from Jacob Manu. We did not anticipate that what we were going to get this year from Dalton Johnson, and he has just been so incredibly important to what this defense has done for Johnny Nansen.
Absolutely. I mean, he's just been getting better and better every day, every game. Just a guy that is just learning the game and understanding. And you can see the way he's playing it. He's playing it with intelligence.
Yeah,
intelligence. When you can play the game with intelligence and physical force.
He just closes.
Yes,
closes
he gets,
well
and closes
in the open field.
But when he closes well, he closes with technique.
Yeah,
and the technique makes it look that much better.
Yeah,
it makes it look a lot better. Not out of control, totally under control, and striking a blow. And that's what's important. Using his hips. Doing all the things he's been doing in the weight room, doing those hand cleans, doing those thrusts in the weight room, and using that. Everything that you do, a great strength. I told T.O. today, I said, man, I told those guys, I said, you guys have been doing a great job. Not because of the winning you've been doing just lately. It's the stuff that you did before when we were 1-11.
Yeah.
Those accumulate. All that stuff accumulates as a strength and conditioning coach to what we have now. And I told him, I said, you guys have been doing a great job the whole time. And these kids are taking the things that they're taking. And it's all from, I'm telling you, people don't say, I never say, oh, you're just a strength and conditioning guy. But no, it does come from the strength and conditioning. All that stuff of striking the blow, making sure that you can accelerate out of the cut. All those things are getting taught by those strength and conditioning and the speed guy. Their speed guy, Shaw, just doing all this stuff. That's all he concentrates on is speed. So those guys are really working hard, and we're seeing the results of their hard work.
Quick question from a caller who couldn't get on the air, but Bill Norton's eligibility, he walked today. Does he have an option to come back? I know you said that there were some players who had a chance to come back.
Yeah, he's a senior. If he graduates, I think he gets another year, I think.
COVID, he sounds COVID year, right?
Right, yeah. I think he's not a redshirt senior, and I don't think he's a fifth-year senior. We'll check on that during the break.
It says senior.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure he would have 1 year left to go. here at the University of Arizona. All right, we'll hear from the players. We'll hear from Jed Fish, keys to the game, best bets, all that straight ahead. It's the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day postgame show with Kelvin Ifan, Glenn Howe, JW Madden. I'm David Kelly. You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
This hour of the Meridian Wealth Management postgame show is brought to you in part by Humane Society of Southern Arizona, Lexus of Tucson, Nova Home Loans, Recon Auto Detail, Ride Now Power Sports Tucson, the Tucson Police Department, Broadway in Tucson, Dave & Buster's Tucson, Dorado Rock, First Choice Pools, The Good Feet Store, Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, O'Reilly Chevrolet, Ram Plumbing, Restaurant Supply Store, Right Way Heating, Cooling and Plumbing, Rocking KA Master Plan Community Design by Nature, and University Termite and Pest Control.
True Wildcat fans know that when you're looking for the best place to watch all the big games on big screens, drinking cold beer and having the best food, all paths lead to Desert Diamond. Bet on your Wildcats and all your favorite teams 24/7 on our easy-to-use kiosks. Come chill on our comfy couches and build your best bet at Arizona's best bet, the Desert Diamond Sportsbook and Bar.
Enterprise of the Thana Autumn Nation.
Problem gambling? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Desert Diamond Casino is licensed in Arizona.
Hi, this is Natalie Fernandez of Meridian Wealth Management, and I'd like to invite you to our complimentary retirement income workshop held every Friday at 10 a.m. in our offices at the Williams Center. We discuss the key risks in retirement, how retirement has changed, and how to best plan for success. A recent study showed 60% of retirees would go back and plan differently if they could. We want to help you avoid the would've, could've, should've. Call our office at 719-1433 to reserve your seat today.
Advisory services provided by Meridian Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor.
At Standard Restaurant Supply, their vision and #1 goal is to improve the lives of their customers and clients by providing a better culinary experience. Standard Restaurant Supply, if it's in a restaurant and not food, they have it. Open to the public, no membership fees, and they offer bulk store pricing without the bulk store purchase. Open Monday through Saturday at 601 South Cherry Avenue or call 885-2345. Standard Restaurant Supply is a proud sponsor of the U of A Radio Sports broadcast.
At Nova Home Loans, we believe everyone deserves the opportunity to enjoy the independence that comes with home ownership. Whether you're a first-time home buyer who needs down payment assistance, have less than perfect credit, or looking to refinance, Nova has a variety of home loan programs for your unique situation. Visit novahomeloans.com or call 800-955-9125 to learn more. Not a commitment to lend or extend credit. Rates and available loan programs are subject to change without notice. NMLS 3087, BK 0902429, Equal Housing Opportunity.
The Window Depot is proud to sponsor the first look at today's game and would like to invite Arizona Wildcat fans to visit one of their Tucson warehouses. The Window Depot provides over 1,000 in-stock vinyl windows, interior and exterior doors, plus granite and quartz countertops, and a huge selection of custom cabinetry, all at the lowest prices in town. Consider the Window Depot your MVP when it comes to your home improvement needs. Stores are open Monday through Saturday, or order online at thewindowdepot.com. The Window Depot, more than a window store.
Does it feel like the price of everything is going up, up, up? We can't control the price of gas or groceries, but at Royal Buick GMC, we never add market adjustments, even while other dealers add fees because inventory is limited. At Royal Buick GMC, you can rest assured you won't pay market adjustments, and we stand by our transparent online pricing. Royal Buick GMC, the dealership that's different. OAC plus tax, title, license, dealer installed options, and $529 doc fee. Royal Buick GMC, in the Auto Mall and at RoyalTucson.com.
Here's an important message from University Termite and Pest Control. The weather is getting cooler here, and so rodents will be seeking alternative housing. Do you need a professional? Call University Termite and Pest Control, 886-4146. They've been serving Tucson since 1974. You can be assured University Termite and Pest Control will keep you pest-free using the most responsible products and application methods. 28 school districts, 3 hospitals, 2 colleges, 1 university, and thousands of homeowners trust University Termite and Pest Control. You can too. Call University Termite and Pest Control today at 886-4146 or go to bepestfree.com.
Coach Tommy Lloyd here. Did you spend money on your AC this summer? My friends at Right Way will give you back up to $3,000 for those repairs.
That's right. No matter who did the repair, we'll buy it back for up to $3,000 towards the purchase of a new heating and air system.
No repair bills this year? No worries. We will give you up to $2,000 trade-in plus 0% interest up to 60 months. Manufacturer rebates plus 10-year parts and labor warranty on a new heating and air system.
Have an aging heating and air system? Out of warranty? We'll inspect it absolutely free. Call Right Way Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing today.
Bear down, Wildcats fans. This is the Meridian Wealth Management Postgame Show on Wildcats Radio 1290. Brought to you by Meridian Wealth Management. Wealth well managed, life well lived. This is the home of the Arizona Wildcats. Wildcats Radio 1290.
4th down and 10. Tetero McMillan is the deep man for the Wildcats. Oh! And the snap gets behind him and into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. Utes make a mistake. The Wildcats make them pay. Anthony Ward scooped that up and goes in.
That's a big-time play by Arizona. And it looked like Ward also made the block himself. Yeah. He blocked it and scooped it up and walked into the end zone.
How did the 1290 crew do today with their best bets? Let's find out how they did in today's pregame show. Today's best bets are brought to you by Desert Diamond Sportsbook, Arizona's best bet.
Anthony Ward making his first big play. Spent a couple of years with the Washington Huskies, a redshirt sophomore. Gets that blocked punt and return 2 yards for the touchdown. Gave the Wildcats a 14-0 lead. Let's take a look at our best bets tonight. Everybody, this was a Arizona -1. We all laid that one, so cash in some chips there as the Wildcats win this game by 24 points. The over/under on this was 46.5, and it was sitting at, what was it, 45 with about a minute to go, and then Utah scored. Arizona scored, and it was a bad beat at that point, so it goes over, and I think Kelvin was the only one that had the over. So Kelvin cashes 2 checks tonight, cashes in twice on his plays. You and I split as we took the under on that one today. But one of the few times this season that it went the over, the Wildcats scored 5 offense. Remember, early in the game, I said I'd like to see the Wildcats score 5 offensive touchdowns in a game. I think today was the first time they actually did that.
Yeah, that's amazing. And here's another stat. Thinking about that, Utah ran 90 plays. We only ran 57.
Yeah, well, they dominated time of possession. Which,
I mean, it's just 30.
Aren't they number 1 in the country? Something like that, right?
Yeah.
Time of possession.
Yeah.
But the 90, how efficient were we in 57 plays?
57 plays to score 42 points. And 35 offensive points. And then you got the special teams touchdown.
That's pretty efficient, man.
But my guy, Tyler Loop, missed 2 field goals, had one blocked. Yeah, had one blocked, and then he hit the goalpost on the second one. So he is now 45 of 52, so he drops down to 87% for his career. So he's gonna have some kicks to have to make up. Now, interestingly enough, he did walk. He walked today. In fact, his family early on. They walked past our pregame show, and he walked today. He'll be one of those guys that will have to make a decision about whether or not he comes back. There are a lot of guys that will walk in the senior day ceremonies that still can come back for another year. We were talking about Bill Norton in the last segment. Bill Norton has another year of eligibility. Found that information. He redshirted in 2019 at Georgia, then had the COVID year in 2020. So he came here with 2 seasons of eligibility. So he's got the option to come back and play again. Went down early with an injury, but was able to come back and continue playing.
Back to the number of plays Arizona ran. You want to hear the craziest stat of this game? 28-0. It took them 20 plays to get there because the first drive was 8 plays, second was 6, third was 6, mixed in a punt block there, 20 total plays to get to the 28-0 score.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That is very good. All right, 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. Those are your best bets.
And that's how the 1290 crew did with their best bets. Today's best bets were brought to you by Desert Diamond Sportsbook, Arizona's best bet.
All right, let's hear from Trace. You are on the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day postgame show, Wildcats Radio 1290.
Hey, guys. Hey, speaking of the end of the game, I want to get your opinion on Utah taking 3 timeouts and then a 2-point conversion, then an onside kick. When the game was out of reach, and then Arizona turned around and threw a 40-yard touchdown. I just don't remember ever seeing anything like that before. I don't know. Is there bad blood or what?
I don't remember any bad blood between these two teams. I left. I usually leave when the game is no longer in doubt, and so I left after the Jonah Coleman touchdown. So I kind of missed all those festivities. But I was listening to the Utah broadcast on the way home. They were asking the same thing, and their broadcasters were saying, well, they couldn't recall that there was anything between these two teams. The coaches seemed to like each other and whatnot, and so and we'll hear
Except
from
for
Jed.
one coach.
Right, exactly. So we'll hear from Jed Fish coming up, and I'm sure he was asked about that in the post-game press conference. But yeah, I don't know of anything between these two programs that would have led to that.
Glenn, you would be the one to speak to this, but I saw that final touchdown drive by Utah as a proud team that's a championship team with no quit. I mean, the game was out of reach at the time, but that's the players going out there and just running their offense and trying to put points on the board. The going for two is maybe a little bit different, but just the final Utah, just to address Utah's drive where they scored under a minute, I just see that as a championship team, who's proud and wants to keep fighting until the game's over.
Yeah, I think that the going for two was the just get as many points as you can, and I think that them going for it, even though they're not going to stop, they're not going to stop fighting, and I totally agree with you with that. And I have the utmost respect for Kyle Whittingham. I mean, I think he is one of the best. He is the general of the Pac-12, man. I mean, he's the guy that is the head guy of all the coaches in the Pac-12, and the guy's got class, and I think he just wanted to just keep a fight. He didn't want to just throw in the towel, and that's not his MO.
Yeah, that makes sense. The touchdown itself, but 3 timeouts and then a 2-point conversion and then the onside kick. And then it seemed like, I don't know, my impression was Arizona's like, okay, if that's the way you're going to play, we'll show you. And then they threw a bomb, it didn't mean anything.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and again, I think in terms of Arizona, there's some different ways to look at things just when you're dealing with a senior day situation and guys coming in. But yeah, I think ultimately, if it was me, I probably would have just played it out and not thrown that bomb there.
Yeah,
I mean, why? Because then nobody's talking about it, right? You take because a lot of people are talking about what happened at the end of the game versus about talking about how much the Wildcats dominated this game tonight. And so you kind of, by playing it the way that they did at the end, I think you take away a little bit from what your kids did for the first 59 minutes of that.
It's also an 8-3 team that's bowl eligible for the first time, and all people can talk about is Jed Fish leaving. People are stupid in general.
Are you worried about that, Trace?
I think, Arizona took a chance on him. I think he'll probably be loyal to Arizona, hopefully.
Yeah, we'll see. There's a lot of dollars.
I mean, Arizona, we hit a grand slam with Tommy Lloyd and a home run with Fish, it seems like.
Well, and again, they announced 51,000 today. I don't know that that's how many people that were there. It was I thought tailgating was very light today.
Yeah.
There was large patches of open area on the mall. I mean, usually when I show up, maybe 30 to 45 minutes before our show starts. Sometimes I have to jockey to find a place to park. I usually park by Hillenbrand Stadium. There was wide open. I just pulled right in today. People were not, obviously it was an early game, and so people arrived late for tailgating, and obviously the rain too kind of took people out of their seats, and so it didn't look great at the end of the game. The people that were there that were loud, so I'll hand them that. It was a loud crowd for the people that showed up. But again, we'll go back to what Tommy Lloyd said last night. If you're a season ticket holder, thank you. We need that money. But if you're not going to go to the game, be sure you get those tickets to people that do want to go to the games, because there's a lot of people out there that want to do that.
Can we get a picture of someone in the dog pound shirtless when it's negative 25 degrees, and then juxtapose that with an Arizona fan who's running to the stands with a drizzle? You know what I mean?
Well, I saw somebody from Utah tweeted that. It's all of a sudden all the U of A fans disappeared when it started raining, and now it's just me. It's just me surrounded by Utah people.
Yeah,
because they're used to that kind of weather. So yeah, we go run. I said I was gonna tell this story. I'm gonna tell it. My wife went to the game today, and she said she went to the bathroom, and of course, college kids are gonna be college kids, and most of them did not dress for the fact that it might rain and get cold, and so she said she was in the bathroom, and there were some college girls that were saying they were debating whether they were going to stay for the game or leave because it was too cold, but they wanted to stay because they wanted to rush the field at the end. So I texted my wife back, "Oh, we just came for the field rush."
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, college is about making memories, right?
So that's three. That's three field. Hey, you got a third field rush. The 3 field rushes this season.
But you know what? You know what the thing is that do they rush the field at Georgia?
No, I don't think so.
No, do they rush the field at Michigan?
Maybe after they beat Ohio State.
Yeah, after Ohio State, but Georgia,
not
LSU,
not every week.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
So, but we're gonna give you the 3 field rushes this year.
Yeah,
I don't think we need that next year unless we win really, really big over somebody.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we can stop that now. Appreciate you, Trace. Appreciate you checking in. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thanks, guys. Keep up the good work.
The question is, they're back-to-back champions, right?
Yep.
Okay, and Arizona hasn't beaten them in 8 years.
Yep.
So I mean, I think that's
last
where
time we beat them is when we won the Pac-12 South. We went up there with Rich Rod.
Right. So I think rushing the field is obviously act like you've been there before, and when you beat the back-to-back Pac-12 conference champions and you haven't beat them in 8 years, it's okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, let's hear from the Wildcats. Let's go back and hear from Dalton Johnson and Jordan Morgan after the ball game tonight down at the stadium.
5 years here, being here throughout your entire career, being from here, what does this win mean to you?
It means so much. I mean, finally got to finish off with a bang like this at home for the last time in my career, so I really, really enjoyed it.
Dalton, was there talk among underclassmen about making sure that this day went the way you wanted it to for the seniors?
Yeah, definitely. Last home game for the seniors, definitely wanted to send them off with a big win, and I think we got that done. Yeah.
Sure. How would you describe how the first quarter kind of influenced the rest of the game? You guys racing with such a big lead.
We came out hot and didn't let our foot off the gas, and that definitely helped. Yeah.
That's a team that Jordan. That's a team that prides itself on physicality. Has for the past 2 years. It has this year. You went out and physically dominated them in the trenches. What does that say about this program right now?
That we trust the process. I mean, Fish harps on it every day. I mean, be physical, even at practice. Just stay physical. Be physical against whoever you're playing against, and it really shows on the field.
Michael? Jordan, what does having a healthy Michael Wiley mean for the offense?
I mean, it's a big bonus. I mean, he's real athletic. He could get out there, get that ball, get going, and all that stuff. So for him to be out there, it's a real big plus for us, and we really enjoy having him out there with us.
What did it mean for Jaden and for the team for him to get that touchdown pass at the end of the game?
Man, I'm sure it meant a lot to him. I mean, I looked back after he threw it, and he was so excited. I mean, that smile on his face, man, it meant so much.
For Dalton, being up as much as you were, how did that impact the game plan on defense, if it did at all? Were you playing a little more conservatively, trying to avoid big plays, or what was the influence of the score?
Up as in up towards the line of scrimmage, you mean? Or?
I mean, did you guys back off a little bit?
No, not necessarily. It was just playing the game as it goes. Obviously, down and distance has a factor, but as far as the score-wise, no. Just not letting up, Utah's a good opponent, so you never know what can happen. Just keep playing ball.
Getting 2 interceptions today, you guys had only 2 interceptions the whole season. I know that Johnny has complained about guys dropping potential interceptions. How big of a factor was it to finally secure those balls and stop those drives?
Nah, it was good, especially with it being Jacob Manu and Traden Stukes. I love those guys. They deserve it too, but it helped a lot. We need turnovers, and that was the main goal going into this game was, create takeaways, and that's just what we did.
Dalton, In all honesty, from where this program was when you signed in December 2020, the first practice that you had with this to now, did you think this was really possible when you first got here?
I would say yes, because I always believed in Coach Fish and what he was trying to do. I always saw, through the good or bad, and yeah, I expected us to turn out this way, to be honest. Yeah.
For both players, we'll start with Dalton. Where is the confidence of this team right now with 5 straight wins, 3 of them being ranked, and now being 2-time defending Pac-12 champions at home?
I would say just our trust and bond as a team, we just go out there knowing that the man next to us is going to do their job, and, we just have fun while we're out there, and, we love our brothers, and that's just what helps us, but obviously beating, 5 ranked opponents, helps, instead of being the underdog, hey, we're actually good, let's go play ball.
Where do you see the depths of things with the big losing streak going out this way? What does that mean?
I mean, this whole team's been confident. I mean, since the start, since Fish got here, he instilled the confidence in us. So for us to finally get out there and play together as a team and play as confident as we were today, it meant a lot for everybody. And you could see that in the team.
All right, that is Jordan Morgan, Dalton Johnson after the ball game tonight. Arizona wins it by a score of 42-18. Let's take one more before we head to the next break here. We'll talk to Rick. You're on the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day postgame show, Wildcats Radio 1290.
Hey, guys. Awesome game, man. I got to tell you, I was in the stands on the west side with my son, and I'm a grad of U of A, and that once it started raining, that it was like epic. All of a sudden, the game turned to surreal. I mean, I'm looking up and it's 28-0, and now it's raining. And I see a little fog and a little haze. I'm like, man, this is like heaven. And it wasn't that amazing though. I mean, just that experience was epic. But Arizona played an incredible game. I mean, Utah. If you watched all the experts, and I love watching all the different college football shows, vast majority picked Utah. Vast majority. And I understand why, But we whooped their butt. First of all, we flat out whooped their butt. And I'm just going to say one thing about this caller ahead of me before the interview. He was right on the money, guys. And you cannot say it or say, but I know better. I'm an ex-Chalk. I promise you. They tried to show us up with the 2-point conversion and the onside kick, and I promise you, I don't care if it was Jaden's last game there or not, they wouldn't have called a flight pattern if it hadn't been for that. But I promise you, Coach Fish goes, you know what? Okay, you want to play that way? We'll play that way. And I loved it because I'm glad we scored a touchdown because that score at the end was way more reflective of how we beat their butt than it would have been. So, good on Coach Fish. Good on Jaden. And what an awesome game, guys. Thanks for taking my call, man.
All right,
Thanks
Rick,
for calling.
Appreciate you calling in. Just to clarify here, because we've mentioned game day a couple of times, this is how the picks went today. Desmond picked Arizona, Desmond Howard. Pat McAfee took Utah. Whoever the guest commentator was, I didn't watch the show today.
Pat McAfee's a kicker.
Yeah, he took Utah. Lee Corso took Arizona, and Kirk Herbstreit took Utah. So it was 3-2 in favor of Utah today on game day.
Yeah.
520-848-1290. JW, you had something over there?
No, I was going to tell you off air because we could talk to each other off the mic that we only have one segment after this. If we want to do keys maybe before Glenn gets out of
absolutely. Let's knock out our keys to the game.
Were the Cats able to unlock the keys to the game? Let's look at our pregame keys to the game. They are brought to you by the Royal Automotive Group. Royal Automotive, the dealership that is different.
All right, let's start with Kelvin Ifan.
think it's, and you just said it, turnovers. I think that's going to be key for us to make sure we continue to take care of the ball the way we've been taking care of the ball, whether it be with the quarterback position or the guys running the ball, protecting it. I think Utah is the team that try to be opportunistic and make plays like that and get fumbles. So I think we're going to be very smart about taking care of that football.
No fumbles, right?
No fumbles.
I was going to say no fumbles since Noah took over. They haven't fumbled the ball.
Yeah.
They haven't lost a fumble since Noah took over the starting job. None.
Wow.
Couple of interceptions today by Jacob Manu and Traden Stukes.
Yep.
Great to see that as well there. How about Glenn Howell?
If we get up 2-score lead, 2-score, I'm talking about 10 points or 14 points.
Yeah, and I
if
think
we
that's
get
possible.
up,
I think that'll happen.
if we can get that, then we're going to put the pressure on that Utah offense, which I don't think they can handle. They have done it before, but I just don't think that the pressure on them to have them press. We want them to be pressing on offense. And if we can do that, I think we can make some big plays and get some turnovers.
Yeah.
That's exactly what we did.
Is that exactly what happened?
Got up quickly. Got up 14-0. Yeah,
They were pressing.
They were. They were indeed doing that. Bryson Barnes finished this ball game with throwing the 2 interceptions, 31 of 53, 320 yards, did have the 2 touchdown passes, and was sacked 3 times in the ball game. The 3 sacks for Arizona going to Dalton Johnson, Tyler Upshaw. So he now has 8.5 going into the Arizona State game. I thought he had another one early. But I think he got back to the line of scrimmage is what happened on that particular one. So he still needs a sack and a half. He still needs a sack and a half to get to double digits and be the first since Ricky Elmore to do double digits. And Ricky did it back-to-back years in 2009, 2010. And the other sack went to Jacob Kangaika today. All right, what were my keys?
I think today you got to make Bryson Barnes beat you with his arm.
Absolutely.
You got to make Bryson Barnes beat you with his arm. Don't let him escape out of the pocket and do anything with his legs. This is a guy I think that I don't know that he can do that. If you force him to throw the football today, he's been the guy though that's kind of come in and led this whole thing with the injury to Rising earlier in this season. He's thrown for just under 1,200 yards, 10 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. So he's a guy that you can get some picks against, and I'd like to see that happen. Interceptions are never a bad thing. We saw the batted down balls last week. Let's get some picks and turn him over and really create those short fields and grind it out. I mean, I think this is a game you can grind it out with this run game if you're the Wildcats. We saw a 200 spot last week. Let's see a 200 spot again this week, kind of like what this team did a few years ago when they ground down Arizona State to win this ball game, just pounding the football last season here at home in the home finale. 200 yards rushing would be very good for this ball club today.
Wildcats did not quite get to 200 yards as a team. 130 yards gained, 118 net in this if you count the sacks taken. DJ Williams was a little bit nicked up, so he only played minimally in this ball game. Bryson Barnes did run for 78 yards, but nothing really that hurt Arizona in this particular ball game. And I did say I thought it was going to be easy. I did say that.
Yeah.
But I thought this was going to be an easy one for the Wildcats.
I think the Cats probably get closer to 200 if they run more than 24 times, right?
Yeah.
It's the limited number of plays
that
they
again,
had.
Right. Like we said.
My number is always 30.
Yeah.
Right.
Their average is 4.9
Yeah.
per carry. So, and that includes that 10-yard sack by Jaden DeLora. So,
all right, that's what we thought needed to happen for Arizona to get a win today.
Our keys to the game are brought to you by the Royal Automotive Group. Royal Automotive, the dealership that is different.
Glenn, final thoughts from you before we let you fly out of here.
I'm just proud of our team, University of Arizona football. That's included everybody, players, the staff, the psych staff. Everybody is doing a team effort of getting this program better and back on the right track. I just hope that we continue with the continuity of this staff on to for years to come. Okay, let's not talk about like you said, J-Dub. I'm gonna throw a little dime in there. But one other thing, next year we gotta sell the doggone place out, man.
Yeah.
You've had some fun this year, fans. You've had everything that you really asked for. You asked for great defense. You asked for exciting offense. You got special teams. We got great kickers. We got all of it. Now we got to get you in the stands. Everybody, where it's packed, where it's shoulder to shoulder, everybody's in the stands. We got to get there. That's what we have to do. And now it's time for the people up the road. And we have to be able to focus on that right now. And let's get a dub up in Scum Devil Station. What is it called? What is it called?
Mountain America, I think. Something of that nature.
Of course. Mountain America. Mountain America, where they have the worst mountains in Phoenix.
No.
We have the most beautiful mountains here in Tucson.
Yes, we do.
They're so envious of us. So we have to go up there and just really take care of business.
And we'll be there next Saturday. We are taking the show on the road. The Meridian Wealth Management pregame and postgame shows. We'll let you know where we're going to be coming up probably on Monday. Join us, and we'll let you know. We're still ironing those things out. Hopefully, and as we said at the top, we'll get a game time, and that's part of the reason why we haven't finalized it yet, because we got to know what the game time is. But we'll be coming to you from Tempe for the Territorial Cup game next Saturday. Appreciate you, my brother, and we will pass out some game balls on Tuesday.
Thanks a lot, fellas. J-Dub, thanks a lot. KE out there celebrating that number 49, almost on the other side. I was going to say, welcome to the other side.
Yeah, he's not in the Club 50
yet. Exactly.
Not yet.
Not yet. 50. So, DK, thank you very much. It's a pleasure always.
All right. Glenn Howe, U of A tight end, class of 1985. All right, we'll take a break here. Come back. We'll hear from the head coach of the Arizona Wildcats. I was looking for Whittingham's press conference, but I haven't seen it because I'm interested to see if he had anything to say. But we'll let you for sure hear from Jed Fish straight ahead. It's the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day postgame show. Arizona knocks off Utah 42-18. 5 straight wins for the Wildcats. With J.W. Madden, Kelvin Ifan, Glenn Howe, David Kelly. You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
Bear down, Wildcats fans. This is the Meridian Wealth Management postgame show on Wildcats Radio 1290. Brought to you by Meridian Wealth Management. Wealth well managed, life well lived. This is the home of the Arizona Wildcats. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Get the backyard you've always wanted with a custom pool from First Choice Pools. A backyard oasis built around you. First Choice is a full-service builder of beautiful in-ground pools and backyard designs for years of staycations. If you're ready to dive in, then visit TucsonPoolBuilder.com. Schedule now and get 3 months of full service free. First Choice Pools for installs, renovation, remodeling, and repair. Get started today at TucsonPoolBuilders.com. First Choice Pools, the first and only choice.
Hi, it's Floyd, the family man with the family plan. Outdated HVAC systems will drive up your electric bill, drain your wallet, and peace of mind. Save now at Goodfellas with no payments or interest till 2024. Get a 30% federal tax credit, up to $2,000 off qualifying heat pumps. Trust Goodfellas. We're locally owned with thousands of 5-star reviews. Good service, good prices, Goodfellas. Visit us at goodfellasac.com to schedule a no-cost estimate.
The Window Depot is proud to sponsor the first look at today's game and would like to invite Arizona Wildcat fans to visit one of their Tucson warehouses. The Window Depot provides over 1,000 in-stock vinyl windows, interior and exterior doors, plus granite and quartz countertops, and a huge selection of custom cabinetry, all at the lowest prices in town. Consider the Window Depot your MVP when it comes to your home improvement needs. Stores are open Monday through Saturday, or order online at thewindowdepot.com. The Window Depot, more than a window store.
The new Blue Whale car.
Wildcats fans. This is the Meridian Wealth Management Postgame Show on Wildcats Radio 1290. Brought to you by Meridian Wealth Management. Wealth well managed, life well lived. This is the home of the Arizona Wildcats. Wildcats Radio 1290.
520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. It's a happy night in Tucson. The Wildcats knock off the Utah Utes, the 17th ranked Arizona Wildcats over the number 22 Utah Utes at the stadium, 42-18. We'll have Jed Fish for you coming up here very shortly, as well as we'll play you a few of the highlights and also get you a scoreboard. Want to check in. Raul on the text groove checks in and says, when it was 28-10, I was getting nervous because U of A was kind of playing conservative and Utah was moving the ball with their passing and their quarterback scrambling. I think the Cats didn't adjust to that till the third quarter, says Raul. He also says, thank you, guys. I didn't agree with their last throwing touchdown pass, talking about U of A. Got to be bigger than the other team. Game was pretty much in control and decided.
You know, I think Arizona was pretty good up until Utah started going with a little more pace.
Yeah.
And then Arizona couldn't sub because they really subbed in a lot of guys early and really were keeping fresh bodies out there. And then once Utah started sprinting up to the line, that's when they started moving the ball.
I'd also be interested to hear if anybody asked Jed about, they were doing something with their cadence that kept drawing the Wildcats off sides in that game and led. Let's see what the penalty count was. It was, well, they only had 5, but I wouldn't be surprised if all 5 of those were offsides in this game because that kept happening, and I wasn't sure exactly what was going on down there with the cadence.
Yeah, 5 for 22 yards. So I mean that checks out.
Still not bad though. Still not. We'll take 20 yards of penalties. That's not a bad thing at all. 520-848-1290. 520-848-1290. Before we go to Jed Fish, let's hear from John. You're on the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day postgame show, Wildcats Radio 1290.
Hey guys, can I get a Ric Flair woo?
Woo!
Hell yeah. You know, I've been listening to this show for a long time, and Glenn, you heard me call in for a long time. We used to talk about if we can get pressure on the quarterback, if we do this, if we do, like we had 2 or 3 things that were, if we could do those things, we could be in those games. Now, it's about us doing what we do. And, I mean, we've taken the wood to 5 really good teams in a row where we imposed our will on both sides of the ball. And that, to me, is the biggest difference, is you see limited turnovers on the offense, efficiency, and then you see defense that's getting pressure on the quarterback and quarterbacks that are not giving any breathing room. They're playing at the line of scrimmage. Everything that we never saw is what we're seeing, and it is just beautiful football to watch. We're kicking their butts, and we're kicking their butts at the line of scrimmage. And that's what I'm seeing out of the last 5 or 6 weeks is that we have been the team imposing our will on those teams, and they've had to deal with us. And that's something that we have never had here. As long as I've been watching, it's been a long time since I could say that about the offense and the defense.
Well, there's no question about that. I mean, this offensive line, and we've lauded it, is as good as we've seen here in a long, long time. And again, it was not easy to run the football, and it never is going to be easy to run the football against a Utah defense. I mean, they've got some hogs up there on their defensive line, but the Wildcats stayed at it. I mean, it was a quiet 90 yards for Jonah Coleman, but it's still impressive. 14 carries at 6 yards a clip, which is just kind of where he's been. He's been right around that 6 yard a clip number in the run game since he took over as the lead back, and that's absolutely what you want. And defensive line, I mean, just what Bill Norton has meant to this defensive line, just plugging guys up and making big tackles has been huge. And Tyler Upshaw off the edge. They played without Deuce Davis, who got hurt last week. But again, Deuce Davis goes out. Other guys step up. Camula, I know I'm going to mess up this last name. Kahue came in and got a ton of playing time tonight at the linebacker position playing next to Jacob Manu. So good to see that young man getting some run defensively.
And I'll leave you guys on this. They talked about other teams and the players that they've lost. Utah was without 3 players tonight. So have we been without. We lost our starting quarterback. We lost our starting running back. And then years past, that was a recipe for us losing football games. Now, you've got a depth chart 2 and 3 deep across the board that is talented. And, man, I'm at a loss for words for just what this means to me personally watching this. It's been quality football. They play hard. I'll call them for years and say, man, I want my team to play hard and fundamental. If they do those 2 things, I'm proud of the effort, win or lose. And now we play hard and fundamental, and we go kick their ass. And that's what we've done now for like 5 weeks, and it has been awesome, guys. Awesome. Beat ASU. Let's go. 9-3. Come on now. It's been one hell of a year, and I love it, guys.
Hey, John, thank you for calling in, and absolutely go up to Tempe on Saturday of next week and finish the job with 6 straight wins to close out the regular season. And again, we'll take our chances with what happens elsewhere, and maybe we get another game in Las Vegas 2 weeks from tonight.
Bear down, John. I'll tell you one thing, DK. All you got to know is they gave up 3 sacks to the UCLA defensive line, right? That was impressive.
Yeah.
None tonight. Utah came in with 30. The only sack they had was when Jaden DeLora came into the game, and that was a 10-yard sack. But that, we talk a lot. I mean, John's been calling in for years. We've all been talking, all of us who've been around the program for the longest time. It's just so frustrating when your defensive and offensive lines cannot line up and without any kind of gimmicks and just put your muscle on them and move them out of the way and dictate tempo based on your strength and obviously the sets that you're calling. But the fact that they kept Utah in check, that defensive line so famous, and then UCLA a couple weeks back, it's just amazing here where we are, just to reiterate what John said, relative to recent history, because longtime U of A fans have been waiting for some kind of strength. It's the size of a saltwater crocodile, David Kelly.
It is. This is the year. You know, they have they have the year, the Chinese New Year. It's the year of something. I think this is the year of the saltwater crocodile. I like that. All right, let's go back down to Arizona Stadium, hear from the head coach of the Arizona Wildcats after the game in the media room, Jed Fish.
Okay. Happy Saturday. It's a good one. Nice to be in the afternoon. Nice to be able to see everybody before 11:30 or 12 o'clock at night. Great win for the program. Great win for our team. Great win for our seniors. Great win for Tucson. Appreciated Tucson coming out in full force, selling out the stadium. Continue to do that. I think might as well put the season tickets on sale for next year on Monday. And let's see if we could, get 6 sellouts and see if we can have one heck of a home field advantage again. Went 5-1 at home this year. Proud of our guys for that. Really did a great job taking care of the desert, taking care of our stadium. I thought our team played extremely well today. Came out of the gates firing. We were able to score on special teams. We were able to take the ball away twice on defense. I think we punted twice, one with Kyle, one with Noah. We were able to we only ran 57 plays, but we were able to get 440 yards or something out of it. And I thought our defense did a fantastic job of really holding to a touchdown a quarter. So all in all, just proud of our seniors. Our seniors have, the guys that are here have been with us for 3 years. They've dealt with some adversity in the early part of their career. They dealt with adversity as we're trying to build this program to where we want it to be. And now hopefully they're feeling some fruits of their labor. But we obviously know the season is far from over. We've got 11 games down, and obviously we've got an enormous game coming up on Saturday.
Playing in the rain is rare here at the stadium. How do you think your team fared in tackle playing within the adversity of rain?
Yeah, I don't think the rain affected us at all, really. We drove the ball down at the end of the half when it rained, and I think that was about the only thing that I could think about. Maybe it drizzled for a little bit in the third quarter, but not much. Didn't affect us at all.
Brian and then Matt.
Up 28-0 after one play in the second quarter. How do you play with a lead like that and not take yourself out of your game plan, both offensively and defensively?
Well, then we got the ball back, up 28-0. We intercepted them. and Manu had the ball, and we wound up going 3 and out, which was disappointing. And then we wound up trying to get Speedy on a little bit of a man beater, and they played it well. And then it was a 3rd and long, and we didn't convert, and then we punted them back. And then then we only had one more drive in that half, and we drove all the way down to 20, and thought we were going to get a field goal to make it 31-7 at half. Wound up not, I guess they blocked it. It looked like it came off his hand weird. Must have gone off the guy that was over the right guard. So it wound up being 28-7 at the half, then 28-10, and you got to just play football. And then we drove down, and I think we made it. We had one other stop. We got stopped one other time. We didn't turn the ball over. We only, we had Noah punted from our own 40. It was 4th and 4. I didn't really want to go for it up 18 points. Kind of silly time to go for it at 28-10 and give them a chance to make it a 10-point game. Then we got the score to make it 35-10, and I didn't know what the game was going to look like at that point, but they kept wanting to throw it and then go for 2 and then onside kick it or whatever. So then we wound up throwing a touchdown pass there to make it 42.
Without wanting to reduce this game into just mentality, is there something to be said about, because you see teams play tight when they get on a winning streak sometimes. Your guys played like they expected to win this one, just like they had the last 4. What does that come down to?
Well, we've talked about that with our team, that we have to, you get to a point where you actually look in the mirror and feel you're good. And when you're on a good team, you do expect to win. That is what you should expect to do. You shouldn't be scared to win. You shouldn't play scared. You shouldn't have fear crossing your mind when you're out there. And I don't think our guys do. I think our guys came out right off the get-go and just attacked this game from the very start. I think we scored on the opening drive of the game to go up 7-0. And then when we get a stop and a punt block, usually adds some extra momentum.
Final couple minutes there. You guys obviously ended it with a 51-yard touchdown pass. Kind of take me through the play call there.
Yeah, I mean, it was one of those games that I think they had the ball with 4 minutes and, 47 seconds or 4 minutes and 50. I forget what it was exactly. And, the score was 35-10. They drove down. They wanted to keep, trying to score. And that's the job of the offense, is to try to score. And that's what they wanted to do. And I don't blame them. And I think that was great that they tried to do that, and they did it. And then they got the 2-point play after the defensive holding, and then they went for an onside kick with 43 seconds left, down 17 points. And I wanted Jaden to go out with a touchdown pass this season. I think that he deserves that. And I thought it was awesome that on what could be a senior day for him, doesn't have to be, but could be a senior day as a senior and as a captain, I thought it was pretty awesome that he could go out there and throw a touchdown.
Back row in the blazer and Michael.
How do you think that the stadium will propel your team into the game against ASU in terms of morale?
Well, I think our team will be very excited for the game against ASU. There won't be a question about that. We understand the importance of the game. We want to keep the Territorial Cup here in Tucson. And our guys recognize that, understand that, and we will put all of our focus starting tomorrow at 9 a.m. into that game.
Safety was a position that was kind of in flux heading into the season. Now here we are at the end of the year, and those guys are playing as well as they ever have. Can you just comment on the play of Dalton and Gunner in today's game and really this stretch of the season?
Yeah, I think our safeties are just continuing to get better. I think Coach Cecil and Coach Aquina have done a tremendous job continuing to develop that room, and both schematically and fundamentally. And you could see it. They're just playing with, to use the word confidence again, right? But when you're a safety, you either play fearful that the ball is going to be over your head, or you play with confidence that you're up to go up there and make tackles and get involved in plays, and yet also know your job of not allowing someone to throw it over you. I think that our guys have done a great job. Dalton is a fantastic tackler. So when he's around the ball, he gets them down. Gunner has done a great job of managing being a field safety, which is being responsible to make sure nothing goes over his head. And then the guys that have jumped in, DJ Warnell and Isaiah Taylor was in today, and all the safeties that are rotating through, I think they're just playing with great confidence.
Finally beating Utah, which had your number, for this program's number for a really long time, does that signify something big?
No. I think it signifies that we've had a great year and that we're not going to back down to anybody. And we feel really good about trying to continue to improve, get more physical, get tougher. I have the utmost respect for Coach Whittingham. I think he is by far proven to be one of the best coaches that have ever coached college football. And his teams are constantly competing for championships. His teams are physical. His teams are aggressive. And it was a big win for our team, but it was one game, and now we got to move on to the next one.
Michael Wiley seeming back to full strength for the first time in a couple of weeks, had those 2 big touchdowns. Just what he needs. I know, and it was senior day too. What it just means for him to have a big day like that, and how he adds to the offense when he is fully healthy. Yeah, well, Mike Wiley is a superstar. We'll be watching him on Sundays. There's no question in my mind about that. He has incredible hands. So when you get him the ball out in space, he does an unbelievable job. He's got very deceptively fast speed. People don't recognize how fast he is. And to get Mike back, and I'm not sure he's 100%, but I would say that he's continuing to get there. Mike Wiley is everything we want our program to be about. Eller School graduate, straight A's in graduate school right now, does everything right, on and off the field, captain, leader, tremendous person. So I hope that he has a very long career.
I know you were confident before the season that this would be a pretty good team, but you guys are the only team in the country to beat 4 AP teams now, beat Utah. So I don't want to say ahead of schedule, but are you even caught off guard at all by just how good and how fast things happen? I'm really not. I think that I thought we were really good. I've just thought this way. I've thought it all of training camp. I've told Dave that when he would come out to practice. I told the president that when he would come out during training camp. We just felt we were good. And you could just kind of get a sense that when you think you're a good team and feel like you're a good team, you could see it. And our guys, they play confidently. They believe in one another. They believe in what the mission is. The mission is to go out there and play great next week. But I really feel like we've built it the way we've wanted to build it. We talked about that first year. I really felt like it was year 0. I felt like we had to really just figure out who we were going to be. What did we want the program to look like? How were we going to lay the foundation? And then last year, we took a huge jump. And I don't want to ever not give credit to last year's success. I know we only won 5 games, but when you can go from 120th on offense to 6, people want to come here. We became exciting. People wanted to watch us. People wanted to be a part of it. Defensive players wanted to transfer in, and young players wanted to keep coming. And it was because of that bridge allowed us to get to where we are today.
All right, that is the head coach of the Arizona Wildcats, Jedd Fisch, after the ball game today. And again, just addressing the situation that happened at the end of the game. Said he wanted something fun there for the end for Jaden Delora to end the season. Like it or dislike it, that was a coach right there that did something for a player that has meant a lot to the turnaround of this program. And for a player that unfortunately, due to injury, was not able to continue in the role that he had anticipated he was going to have for this entire season. All right, let's give you a few of the highlights from this ball game today. Wildcats went right down and scored on their opening drive. 8 plays, 75 yards. The coach went back into his bag of gadgets, and this time it worked.
Fafita under center again. And he'll throw near side. McMillan looking for the double pass. He's going to throw. Got a man wide open in the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. What a play. Tetairoa McMillan showing his arm. He can do it all. And Arizona takes a 6-0 lead.
T-Mac throwing touchdown passes now. Wildcats would make it 14-0.
I did look it up. He had 2 last year, but no, 2 for 11, I think. So
very passes.
Rare.
Okay.
Yeah. 2 attempts.
Okay. Not too bad, though, but getting the touchdown pass there. Wildcats would go up 2 scores on the first possession of the game for Utah as they would go 3 out and line up to punt.
And 10. Tetairoa McMillan is the deep man for the Wildcats. Oh! And the snap gets behind him and into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. Utes make a mistake. The Wildcats make them pay. Anthony Ward scooped that up and goes in.
That's a big-time play by Arizona. And it looked like Ward also made the block himself. Yeah. He blocked it and scooped it up and walked into the end zone.
Perfect block because it hit the ground once, right?
Yeah.
He blocked it, then the ball hit the ground once, and it was right in his arms, and he was in the end zone. It's like a perfect play.
Anthony Ward, who we had not really heard much about, but he makes his first big play as an Arizona Wildcat. Next time Arizona had the ball, 80 yards in 6 plays to take a 21-0 lead.
Throwing right is Fafita, caught. Lamonius Craig, far side, 15-10-5, touchdown, Arizona.
It's a big-time play. It was a bubble screen to Lamonius Craig on the outside, and he just took it up the sidelines, went untouched for the touchdown.
The Wildcats are rolling.
Montana Lamonius Craig would get the touchdown there. Second quarter would turn. Wildcats would actually get the ball near the end of the first quarter, but they would start the drive that would get them to the end zone, and it would be a 28-0 lead for the Arizona Wildcats.
He's set here for Noah. He'll take the snap, quick pass, and it's caught by Wiley. Got a block. Wiley to the 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown, Arizona. Just like that, bang, it's 27-0.
Holy smokes, this offense is explosive today. And that was just a wide receiver screen to Wiley, a jailbreak screen, and he literally was untouched. There was no one there.
That was 6 plays, 72 yards. Utah would finally get on the board late second quarter as they would go 92 yards in 10 plays.
Barnes working out of the shotgun. Glover to his right in the backfield. Barnes back to throw. Steps up in the pocket. Throws as he's hit towards the back of the end zone. Vele trying to make a diving catch, and he does. Touchdown, Utah.
Wow. That was a great play.
28-10 at the half was the score. 28-7, I'm sorry, at the half was the score. Utah would add a field goal on their first possession of the second half. Cole Becker, a 36-yarder. It would be 28-10 at that point. We would flip it over into the fourth quarter of this ball game. The Wildcats would start a drive, and they would go 7 plays, 61 yards to go up by 25.
Fafita will take the snap, hand off. Coleman, first down and more. To the 15, to the 10, to the 5. He's down inside the 5. It'll be first and goal at the 1.
Yeah, that was
hand off. Coleman, flag down. Hold everything. We'll see what it is. That flag was thrown immediately. I think at the snap.
12 players on the field. That penalty is the
decline it. Touchdown, Arizona.
Yeah, Jonah got the glory on that, the 25-yard run that took it to the goal line, and then he was able to get the touchdown.
I love it when a dude goes, 30-plus yards and gets, tackled at the 1, and they just give the ball right back to him.
Absolutely. 35-10 was the score at that point. Utah would score a touchdown in the final minute, and that would make the score 35-18 after a 2-point conversion. And Wildcats would get the ball back after an onside kick. They had one more thing left to do with Jaden Delora in the game.
Now from the 49, Delora to throw. And he's going to throw it downfield, trying to find McMillan, who makes the catch, spins away into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. Oh, my. Oh, Jaden Delora. We love you, man.
That's awesome. That is freaking awesome. Jaden Delora comes in, drops a dime to T-Mac on a streak, and T-Mac just catches it, walks into the end zone. That's big time. Jaden Delora. Couldn't have happened. That's awesome.
Well, if it's the last play Jaden Delora has here at Arizona, what a way to go out.
Doesn't sound like Brian Lamont had an issue with it, DK.
No, not at all. Not at all. Tetro McMillan, 8 catches, 116 yards, and 1 touchdown. He also threw a touchdown pass, 42-18, the final score in favor of the Arizona Wildcats. Let's get a quick look at your scoreboard around college football.
Here is today's Pac-12 scoreboard, brought to you by Mesquite Valley Growers. Mesquite Valley Growers. Real growers, real experience, real nursery. On Wildcats Radio 1290.
All right, Pac-12 scoreboard. These are your finals. One from Friday night. Washington State beat Colorado 56-14. The Buffaloes will not go bowling at 1-7 in conference play. Washington still needs to win the Apple Cup in order to get bowl eligible. Southern California loses the Victory Bell at home to UCLA. The Bruins go on the road to the Coliseum and win it 38-20 today over USC, who falls to 7-5. Bruins are 7-4 in conference play. Oregon State wins easily up in Tempe over the Sun Devils, 49-13 for the 6th-ranked Ducks. They're 10-1 and 7-1. The Wildcats need the Ducks to lose next week to Oregon State at home in the what's not currently called the Civil War, apparently. Bo Nix, though, threw for 6 touchdown passes in that game, 404 yards on the day, as the Sun Devils dropped 3-8 and 2-6. Currently in progress at the half, number 5 Washington leading number 11 Oregon State on the road in Corvallis, 22-10. And so Washington locks up their spot in Las Vegas in the conference championship with a victory tonight, and they would remain undefeated at 11-0 and 8-0 in conference play. And the big game happening tonight in Palo Alto, California, and Stanford. They are through 3 quarters there, and the Golden Bears leading the Cardinal by a score of 21-15 tonight. Those two teams both with just 2 wins in conference play.
I do have one quick basketball score of note.
Okay.
Okay. FAU, who Arizona's going to be seeing later in the season.
Right.
They're playing the Bryant Bulldogs tonight at home. Bryant wins that game by 9. It's Bryant's first ever win over a top 25 team.
Wow.
Breaking FAU's 20-game home court winning streak. So shout out to the Bryant Bulldogs, their first ever top 25 win in the history of their program.
Go Bryant. We always like to see teams that don't win a lot over ranked teams get it done. That is awesome to hear.
Not to mention, but their coach apparently stepped down 2 games ago.
Okay.
He quit. So, yeah, there's just a whole bunch of stuff going on there. So, yeah, it's just a good story.
Yeah, we'll talk a little bit more about that tomorrow on the pregame show for basketball, as we've got UT Arlington. Speaking of basketball, I want to point out that the Arizona women's basketball team won today down at the Battle of Atlantis in the Bahamas. The ladies knocked off Memphis by a score of 90-67, as Mary Martinez, 19 points, 11 rebounds, 4 assists. Also in double figures today, Maya Nagy, 15. Sally Koroma had 14. Kaylin Gilbert, 13. So the Wildcats will play tomorrow at 10 o'clock, actually, 10 o'clock against Ole Miss. The number 23 ranked Rebels beat Howard, although Howard gave them a pretty good game today. But the Rebels win it 67-54, so it'll be an SEC versus Pac-12 matchup, Ole Miss and Arizona. That'll be a 9:45 airtime over on KTUC Freedom 1400. 9:45 airtime for that tomorrow. So join Derek Palmer for that, and then there'll be another game on Monday.
AM?
AM. Freedom 1400. Did I say FM?
No.
Oh.
AM, PM is what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah, 9:45 a.m.
Gotcha.
Yes, 9:45 a.m.
I was just thinking that's Atlantis.
Yes.
If it's 9:45 p.m.,
Yeah,
then that's
that would
going to
be
be starting
kinda
out
late.
there at like midnight.
Yeah, no, they're not playing late night basketball down in the Bahamas. So join Derek in the morning for all that. Of course, we will have men's basketball for you here starting at noon with the Meridian Wealth Management pregame show, leading you up to a 4 p.m. tip, Arizona and UT Arlington. Again, it's a doubleheader at McHale Center tomorrow, as there is a volleyball game. Once again, the ladies, the volleyball ladies, will take on Oregon tomorrow, and I believe that game starts at noon. I believe it starts at noon tomorrow. I'll double check that score for you. All right, last caller of the day. Let's hear from Mauricio. You're on Wildcats Radio 1290, the Meridian Wealth Management postgame show.
Yes, I thank the Lord Jesus who could save from hell and go to heaven. Yeah, we got the rain. You know, we talked about it last week, and prayer was done Sunday, Wednesday, and we got it Thursday night. We're in the rain in the night, Thursday night. Heard it about late Friday night, and then Saturday it came, and yeah, that just shows that God answers prayers. And the game was great. It looked like a beautiful rain coming down, and looked like it feels like Florida. I was looking at Washington and Oregon State. It was raining. It's raining there, and the game was great. It seemed like it was going to be closer. You know, both teams they're saying like identical, about Pac-12, about the same, and same in the wins and loses category on the season. And we handle them rather easily because we're a proved team now, and that level we've been waiting for it's here. And then next week we knew that we would win out and win in the bowl game. It looked very good chance, yeah. Great job, Fish. Good, plays. The plays he chooses, the trick plays and score touchdowns. The uniforms were great too. It looked like they were out there with shorts. Now in football uniforms, NFL, college, because it fits in with the athletic abilities now, talent. It has a lot with talent too. I mean, Deion Sanders wasn't very muscular or tallest or the strongest. He was stronger than he looked like, and his great speed too. We just keep praying, that shows that God's in control of that we won't be in a drought situation, and we'll just keep trusting in Him. And great, exciting Saturdays,
Mauricio, let me ask you a question. How excited are you for the Territorial Cup game coming up? What do you dislike most about Arizona State?
Just the name Sun Devils. I mean,
oh, that's right. Yeah,
he calls
you
sun
don't like
rising.
That.
I mean, the devil, he just wants to hurt us, to torment us, and unbearable pain and hell. And it wasn't never created for us. It was created for his fault. In heaven, he was the most beautiful, powerful, and he became the worst because of his pride, because of rebellion and jealousy. He wanted to take over God's throne because he had, his tremendous abilities, and then only from God. God is perfect. It's just it's what you choose. What you choose. You can't blame God, and you can't blame him of the things going on, the evil. He gives us a free choice. We want. It's a lot better too. I tell you for sure that this life with God is a lot better without Him, because He fills your heart, and it's hard to see how we can be without Him when He's a lot better.
Hey Mo,
and then we have heaven.
What do you think about the game next week? How do you think Aaron's going to do against the Sun Devils?
Oh yeah, we're ready. We beat them last year as we were getting better, and this time it should be a win. Yeah, another win. And praying that, we're Prayer Mountain. That's good. They changed Mountain America or Stadium. It's still yet. It's called Arizona State Sunrising.
I like that. The Sun Risings. Have you ever been to a game up in Tempe? Have you ever been to a game there at Sunrising Stadium, Mauricio?
Just USFL.
USFL.
Cardinals. When we had the Arizona Wranglers.
Oh wow! Okay.
So I got to see Herschel Walker, Generals there.
Awesome.
Some of the players from Arizona, like Tim Spencer, Doug Flutie was there too. Yeah, with Generals.
That's going way back.
It was like before he's at the Buffalo Bills, right?
Yeah. Hey, Mauricio, we appreciate you as always. Thanks for calling, and call in tomorrow after the basketball game.
Yes, thank you, and be blessed more in Jesus. He loves us all. Love you all, too.
You be blessed. You be blessed.
Thanks,
Mauricio,
Mo.
appreciate you so much. All right, that's going to wrap up our show for tonight. Want to thank all the people that were a part of our coverage today on a very long day, but we're back tomorrow. Got to thank AJ Camacho, did an outstanding job here running the game. Dusty on the FM side, K-Hit. All of these games are aired on K-Hit FM 107.5 as well. Thanks to all the crew that was out there today with us, Garrett and Jesus and Raul and Jackie. And most of all, thanks to you for listening. Once again, your final score tonight in front of 50,800 people at Arizona Stadium on Senior Day. The Arizona Wildcats, 17th ranked in the college football playoff, knock off the number 22 Utah Utes, 42-18. We will talk to you again tomorrow at noon. Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day basketball tip-off show
And
before Arizona and UT Arlington.
The birthday boy is going to be joining us for the first time, correct? Yeah. So
Looking
Mr.
forward
Kelvin
to
Ifan
that.
will be
Kelvin
a part of the
Ifan.
crew tomorrow.
He will
Looking
be
forward
here
to
in
it.
studio. We got some good interviews lined up for your pregame. So join us as we get you set for some basketball. For Kelvin Ifan, Glenn Howe, J.W. Madden, I'm David Kelly. Thanks again for listening to us here all day long on the Arizona Wildcats Radio Network and Wildcats Radio 1290. Have a great night, everybody.
Happy birthday, Kelvin.
This hour of the Meridian Wealth Management Postgame Show is brought to you in part by Humane Society of Southern Arizona, Lexus of Tucson, Nova Home Loans, Recon Auto Detail, Ride Now Power Sports Tucson, the Tucson Police Department, Broadway in Tucson, Dave & Buster's Tucson, Dorado Rock, First Choice Pools, The Good Feet Store, Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, O'Reilly Chevrolet, Ram Plumbing, Restaurant Supply Store, Right Way Heating, Cooling and Plumbing, Rocking KA Master Plan Community Design by Nature, and University Termite and Pest Control.
Coach Tom.